Welcome to the lounge, where we challenge accountability. I'm Urban, and we don't do surface talk here. We use emotional intelligence. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Every beat a question, every bar a lesson. I turn the mic to a mirror, life's a session. Urban in the mix, soul and intellect blend. We ain't just talk truth, we set trends from Dallas to the world. We break that ceiling, no clout, just facts, that's the real feeling. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Trap drums drop, but the message don't fade. Every thought sparks like a hand grenade. Faith, pain, love, and drive all collide, that's how minds revive. All collide, that's how minds revive. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Mind open wide like a city skyline. Every topic shaped by design. The urban lounge where ideas ignite. Late night thoughts under podcast lights. Every episode of thought design. The urban lounge where iron sharp iron. We build from the ground like truth rewiring. Can't fake what's felt when the mic's ignited. If you listening now, you already invited. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking.
Warning, the following image and/or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Real quick community guidelines before we start the show. Now I want y'all to know that this is a space for respectable, thought-provoking conversations. We encourage intelligent discussions, different viewpoints, and respectable debates. Disagree if you want, but do it with substance and respect. Self-promotion is not allowed. This is not y'all billboard. Links, spam, and promotions in the comments or in live chat will be blocked immediately. Distasteful trolling, insults, or bad faith behavior will not be entertained. You will be blocked and banned. No warnings, no back and forth. Finally, y'all will notice that the subscriber mode is on. It is only for 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. That way we can protect the integrity of the show and also protect the integrity of people who actually want to comment in the comment section faithfully, all right? We're here to think, challenge ideas, and grow, and not derail the conversation. If you're here in good faith, then I welcome you. Y'all enjoy the show. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy, boy. Hey, man, say... Man, I was this close. I was this close from not doing the show tonight, y'all. I ain't lying. I was so close to not doing the show tonight, for real. But my boy held me accountable, man. My boy Lionel, he held me accountable. He said, nah, bro. He said, nah, you can't undo it, bro. You told them you was going to do the show tonight, so you can't do it. I'm going to hold you accountable. You got to do it, bro. So I like, God dang, the bro is right. I got to do this show tonight. So here we are. We doing this show tonight, man. We're doing it. Shout out to everybody who's in the building right now. Welcome to another episode of the Urban Now Podcast. I am Urban, and we have another great episode in store for y'all tonight. Y'all want to know something? Y'all know when I was saying yesterday about the bros supposed to hold each other accountable, right, for decisions. That's how the way it's supposed to be, for real. That's how literally it's supposed to be. And plus that's how you could tell when the person actually care about you versus, people just there in your space just to be there. You know what I mean? When the person truly cares about you, when your homie truly cares about you, they're going to hold you accountable, especially for your bullshit. And that's how the way it's supposed to be, man. There's a moment where we'll literally do the ride and die thing, you know what I mean? Then there's another moment we be like, yeah, you got to take a L on this one, bro, or I'm going to hold you accountable for this one for real. And that's how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be. But we are here tonight. We're here because we're going to react to another fabulous episode of Libby Calian. Now, Libby is Abba's ex-girlfriend. Those of y'all who've been following us, we have been reacting to all the receipts that Libby been dropping ever since a week ago, all right? Last night we reacted to the receipts where Libby, she literally was talking to Abba's supposedly ex-girl, right? And then we also reacted to Abba's perspective about all this, about Libby going out and talking to, the ex-girl and all the stuff there. He even reacted to what we're going to react to tonight, which is Libby went to the opps. Out of everything possible that you can deal with, I believe that it is a cardinal rule that you never go to the opps at all, period, man. Because you know that the opps are against you. You know that the opps don't have nothing for you. You know that the opps don't have anything good to say about you. So for you to literally go to the opps, that's like a huge hell no. But however, Libby, she decided that this would be the best course of action for her to go to the opps. So we're going to react to it. We're going to see what she had to say about the opps. Now, the opps that we're talking about tonight is good old Stevie Knight. Now, those of y'all who's not familiar with Stevie Knight, he is another one content creator on YouTube. Now, just to give you a quick background story, right? A quick background story. Abba and Preach invited Stevie. Abba and Preach had invited Stevie to. Abba and Preach had invited Stevie to do a debate with them one day. All right. Well, preferably it was Abba who did. It was Abba and Stevie who did the debate, and it was almost like about months ago when this happened. All right. So they did a debate with each other, and then Stevie was doing the debate out of good faith, right? So after the debate, Abba decided to do a month-long hit piece on Stevie. Abba and Preach does what Abba and Preach does all the time, where unfortunately they pretend that they do things out of good faith to only come back and get content out of people and talk it down on people. This is what they normally do. This is what they're notorious for. So Stevie wasn't no different in this situation. So that's how this whole drama came about, to where Stevie Knight no longer liked Abba and Preach. He called him an op. He don't like them or anything like that. All right. So it's very fitting that Libby decided to go onto Stevie Knight's show and give her receipts. So let's catch y'all up with all that, right? Without further ado, let's go ahead and react to the content of the hour. So this is Libby. She's on Steve Knight's show right now, and this is actually Steve Knight. He the one who pulled this receipt about Abba, something that Abba said, I believe months ago, probably a year ago. He was saying something about abortion. Okay, so let's listen up and hear what Abba had to say about abortion in general.
Abortion shouldn't be something you guys take lightly, okay? Abortion should not be some form of birth control that you guys heavily rely on. All right? A lot of you guys are just busting inside of people, no birth control. They're not on birth control, don't care. And then when shit hit the fan, you just looking at the ladies like, yo, take a pill. Go to the clinic. Like, that's an incredibly physically traumatic thing for a lot of women to experience. It fucks up their hormone balance for an extended period of time. It has physical ramifications, and it messes with their psyche. If you've never had your hormones completely out of whack, you may never be able to understand. But just casually saying, yo, just take a pill, do this, just get rid of... You guys are asking a lot. Okay? So I'm not saying that you guys can't have conversations about abortion, but the way some of you guys approach it and the way you guys talk about it so flippantly, y'all are so goddamn irresponsible about it. I don't even care if you guys get caught up having to pay child support. Y'all should be a bit more considerate of what you're asking the opposite sex to do in regards to their own body when it comes to abortion.
I think to Abba, it really
So that's what Abba said in regards to abortion. All right. Now, we already reacted to Abba and his whole concern about Libby and her eventually getting an abortion. Now, we did confirm that originally Abba didn't want to have an abortion with Libby. Okay. That's what he said out of his own mouth. He didn't want to have an abortion with her. In fact, he wanted to step up and be the father to their child, in other words. But, of course, Libby, that was something that she really, really didn't want to do. She didn't want to have Abba's baby. So she was the one who was promoting abortion. So according to everything that we done reacted to this week and last week, right, they kept going back and forth, then eventually Libby ended up having this abortion with this child. Now, I already told y'all yesterday that I'm speculating that Libby was never pregnant to begin with in the first place, that I honestly believe that Libby ran the play on Abba, all right, just so she could get money out of him and try to blackmail him to get money out of him. When he refused, then that's when Libby started going on this hit piece tour of visiting, his opps, which is where she at right now with Stevie Knight, all right? So, Stevie is also showing the video of the girlfriend, all right, or the alleged other girlfriend that Abba was talking about. So let's listen to this.
Nope, actually. She was really sad when I told her that we were talking in March. She was like, apparently you had told her that she was a whore for having Instagram in March. But we were having...
You don't know that whole story. You don't know what that's about. So just don't bring that up. You don't know.
January, March, you were still all the time talking to her. That's weird. If I don't want to talk to someone, I can talk to them anywhere.
You don't even understand the whole time.
But I just came on YouTube, and the first video was like, what happened? And I recognized your face from his phone gallery and him telling me that he had a really toxic ex. And I listened to the story, and it's like, oh, you got an abortion and you were blocked? So
now, real quick, that's to let y'all know, we did react to this full video last night, all right? If you didn't catch our live stream last night, go back and watch that stream. We did a full reaction of this whole conversation between her and the ex-girlfriend, all right? Rose, what's up with it?
Oh, I also got an abortion and I was blocked.
Yeah, some of y'all may be a little confused as to why I've been getting that fraud and so much energy here on the platform as of late. That just means you weren't around a couple months back when me and this clown was going back and forth, right? And I don't want to get anything misconstrued as far as why I have issues with Brody. And like I said before, had I not had my own issues with Abba, I'd still be covering this, dog. Right? That deadbeat shit. And the sadder part is that you have so many people out here justifying a man condemning an innocent child due to the acts of a mother, bro. That is the most deadbeat, pitiful, weak jazz, right? You literally have a plethora of men in the comments justifying that. That's crazy. That's crazy, especially considering the amount of bullshit men go through dealing with dumbass baby mamas for the sake of their child. You know what I mean? Y'all motherfuckers must not be fathers, bro. Must not be fathers, bro. Right? That's what bothers me the most about all this shit. It bothers me more than my own disdain for Abba, is that we are here right now dealing with some more evil shit, bro. When you have numerous men out here justifying a man's attempt to condemn the fruit of his own loins because he don't fuck with the person he chose to inseminate, right? The utmost lack of accountability, bro. Cause, you know, big picture, bro, all this bickering back and forth between Shawty and Abba is irrelevant to that, right? Because that child is innocent in this relationship, especially considering the one Abba who was out here grandstanding for, you know, all the starving children out here in society, right? You know, the government should step up and pay for children's meals for free. And in the same breath, you got a motherfucker saying that child will never know me. He will never see my face. He will never know I exist because he comes from you. And it was more evil than that. It was more sadistic than that.
I want nothing from you. I don't want anything to the child. I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything. I will never want to learn a damn thing about anything involving us.
But why don't you want anything to do with the baby?
Because you're the mother. You always ignore when I tell you I don't want to talk to you, and then you just keep reaching out to
Because
me.
I'm pregnant and we need to figure this out. I'm pregnant and we need to figure it out.
Pregnant, whatever. I don't care. That's your problem. That's your responsibility now. You cut me out of it? Cool.
So I'm harassing you. I'm telling my friends, hey, Abba, unblock you because I need to talk to you about the baby.
What do you do with the baby? I don't care. I want you gone. Even if it means I don't get to be in my child's life, it's a great thing because it means you're gone. You're horrible.
And you got these motherfuckers out here applauding this shit, bro. Applauding this shit, dog. That shit is... It's dark, bro. It's dark, man. Right? Just me being a father, bro. It's like, it don't matter what the hell a woman does to me. There's not going to be anything that is going to keep me from having my influence on my child, to prevent my child from knowing who his father is, to prevent me from getting my child ready for this world, bro. And we talking about condemning a child because of the acts of his mother. For the acts of his mother.
So far, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about Stevie's opening on this? Do you believe that his opening is justified in this particular conversation, or do you believe that it's unjustified? Now, I'm going to give you my own perspective on this. Respectfully, Stevie, the opening that he did, I get it, and I understand where he's coming from. But however, by us reacting to this last week and been reacting to this week as well too, that is not the situation. Okay. The whole situation is that Abba had put himself into a situation with Libby where he decided to go in raw with this woman, and she literally got him caught up. Well, he got himself caught up. That's what happened. She declared that she's pregnant. Abba has said repeatedly that since she got pregnant that he originally wanted to have the baby. He wanted to be the child's father, but however, it was Libby the one who was having second thoughts about this, and it was Libby the one who introduced the whole concept about abortion. Abba didn't want to have an abortion, but she kept reiterating that was something that she wanted to do because she didn't trust Abba. She didn't know how the progress would be within a 5-month relationship and anything like that. You know what I mean? So she didn't want to do it. Abba gets upset, and therefore that's where you hear the conversation where Abba is pissed off at the point where he don't even care no more. You know, have the child aboard or whatever. I don't want to be a part of this child life period. All right. So respectfully, I believe that the time that Stevie recorded this, I believe that he didn't get the whole context about what was going on in this situation. Okay. But let's continue. Stevie said some other stuff too, but I'm gonna react to it later.
And then on top of the fact, this is the Abba we talking about, right? This is the Abba we talking about, bro. Virtue signaling, moral high ground, integrity, this, calling everybody out on their downfalls or whatever narrative he's trying to paint to make their downfall seem to be. You know what I mean? Just had to get that shit out there. But then outside of that, I do have my personal issues, my personal vendetta with Abba. Fuck Abba, bro. Right? Because even with however people perceive me in regards to, you know, my thoughts or my viewpoints or my perspectives, bruh, I ain't never been no bitch. I ain't never been no fraud. I ain't never been no liar. I practice what I preach. You know what I mean? I practice what I preach. I'm not out here selling no facade, faking the funk for views or for what these other bitches do. You know what I'm saying? It pays to pander. I can never pander. Hence why I get in a lot of the trouble that I do, because I'm going to say how I feel. And I'm going to say how I truly feel, bro.
Now, I can respect him on that because I'm the same exact way over here. Like, people, they have this expectation that since I cover a lot of red pill content over here, I cover a lot of the manosphere content over here, I do men empowerment over here, and I talk a lot about the red pill philosophy, right? They believe that I should jump on the bandwagon of bashing women or modern women, but I don't do that. What I do is I expose certain archetype or behavioral type of modern women so I could alert the men who are out there to beware of these type of women, these behavior patterns, so you know how to move accordingly. All right. But never at a time I'm not here jumping on the bandwagon of having red pill rage. Okay, where all these dudes collective together just be hopping on panels and they just bashing women all day, every day, all night, every night, just for pandering and grifting purposes. We over here at the lounge, we over here, we literally do want to improve the community, preferably improve the community of our men out there so they can have better outcomes. Okay. So there have been a lot of men who then came and gone over here where I literally had got on them for saying some crazy ass stuff. You know what I mean? And they didn't like it. They didn't agree with it. And they ended up leaving because they was thinking that I was going to be on the bandwagon. But nope. Not at all. There's another thing that Steve was saying. This particular thing that I understand once again where he's coming from. But however, I see things, from different perspectives, right? So he was doing his opening statement. He was talking about how he's a man and how he's a father, and he'll understand how other men behave this sort of way where they are literally high-fiving Abba about ultimately winning and she's getting an abortion and different things like that. Now, I'm also a man who is about pro-life, okay? But also at the same time, I stand in between pro-life and pro-choice, okay? Meaning this, there are certain situations that I do believe that pro-choice have to outweigh pro-life, okay? There are situations where women end up being raped or molested, you know what I mean? And you mean to tell me that you want them to keep that baby? Just so the baby could go into the foster care system and they'll end up living this terrible, horrible life? What about one woman who's been molested or whatever, right? And the DNA is off on that child as well too. And now this child is growing up with complications such as Down syndrome and these other complications as well too. And you want that woman to carry that baby and literally raise that baby up, knowing good and well what happened to her. I believe situations like that, yeah, absolutely, a woman should have the choice in that matter. Now, I don't want to shift this just on the woman, even though it's common for this to happen to the woman. But y'all do know that there are cases where the man is actually could be raped or molested as well too, where the woman would do this and end up raping and molesting the man and end up carrying this man's seed. Y'all didn't know that, huh? There are women that do that. There are evil women out there that does things like this too, as well as evil men out there that does things like this. So that's why I'm saying I'm more on the neutral thing, depending on the scenario of how the way it is happening. For me, that determines the factor whether it should be a pro-life situation or a pro-choice situation. Okay? And so living in this modern time, we have to at least consider that possibility. We also have to consider the possibility that if this woman decided to carry this child to term, it may affect her life, where she end up giving birth to this child and she end up losing her life in doing that. We got to consider that possibility. Then, of course, we consider the normal possibility as well, too, where women that send up here that's being nasty, where they send up here that's letting any old nigga nut up in them. So we got to consider that possibility. We got to consider the possibility of these same dudes being nasty as hell, too, nutting up in any old type of woman. So I believe that these scenarios, it needs to be talked about. And it needs to be considered. It shouldn't be no one-size-fits-all scenario when you're dealing with these abortion topics. But let's continue. And I'm kind of curious to want to know y'all stance on this as well too, because I done talked about this a lot of time over here at the lounge about this abortion topics. Many people disagree with my stance on it. Other people agree with it. But tonight, let me know in any comments or in the chat how the way you feel about this abortion stance. Do you agree with what I'm saying or do you disagree with it? Let me know where your stance is as well too on this topic. But let's continue.
Now you got a motherfucker that clearly does not say anything that he feels. He just tells y'all what he wants y'all to hear and manipulates the fuck out of narratives, man. Right? In the same way he was manipulating narratives with me, the same way he's manipulating narratives with Shouty. You know what I mean? And I find it funny too, bro. It's like, I've seen Myron's response to Abba and shit, and, just channel to channel, I haven't had the most nice things to say about what's going on over there in Fresh and Fit, whatever, man. But the one thing he and I do have in common is that we know the truth about this motherfucker. That he is not who he claims to be. And people still out here swallowing the bullshit that this man puts out, bro. I need to wake the fuck up because you're getting played. You're getting played. You know what I mean? Bro did this.
See, here's another thing that people need to understand is this. When people come on YouTube, right, at the end of the day, they don't give a damn about your overall personal vendetta against people that you're beefing with. They don't. At the end of the day, all they care about is the entertainment part. All they care about is them coming onto YouTube or social media to escape from their immediate reality that they're dealing with in their real life. So they don't care. That's why it's easy for people to develop a hive mind mentality where people will gravitate to, these certain type of content creators in this audience and knowing good and down well they're doing all this horrible stuff to these other people. You know what I mean? And they'll celebrate it. Not only they'll celebrate it, they'll encourage it, and they will actually participate in as well too.
shit with me, manipulating narratives with me. I mean, I remember. Y'all can go back in the crates and see the videos he posted trying to depict me as some, person that hates blackness. All I do was talk down on black people, bro. Pulling like the 5
make sure
or
y'all
10
hit thumbs up,
videos
y'all.
I may have
Appreciate
held
you.
the black community accountable, but then forgot to include the thousands of other videos that I called out other groups. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers buy it, bro. Right? You don't gotta agree with me. You ain't gotta fucking like me. I can give 2 fucks about how people feel about me, bro. But you gotta call a fucking spade a spade. You know what I mean? And Mr. Abba, Mr. Accountability, Mr. Calling the motherfucker out. It's time for him to feel the same fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? The tides have turned. You know what I'm saying? Super Uno reverse, bro. So with all that, you know what I mean? I told y'all already, I reached out to Shawty. You feel me? We got a little interview going on. And for real, dog, like, even though I don't fuck with Abba in any capacity, bro, I seen the stream, right? And outside of my personal issues with the whole deadbeat situation, man, there was a bunch of fucking holes in her story based on what the hell Abba said in this stream, right? So I got Shawty on the Libby on the call, and I addressed those holes. You know what I'm saying? Right? The abortion, the blackmail, the cheating, you know what I'm saying? The harassing, all the shit that he addressed, all the shit he tried to paint, right? So, we get to it, man. So, enjoy.
All right, so before we get to the phone call, once again, appreciate everybody who tuned into the lounge tonight. We are reacting to Stevie Knight. Stevie Knight did a video with Libby, all right? So they're going to get ready to have their conversation right now to, as he say, going to fill in the holes about the situation that's going on with Abba, all right? So those y'all here right now, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel. I do want to say this one other thing, too. Now, I made this abundantly clear on YouTube, and I'm going to make this abundantly clear again, okay? On YouTube or any social media outlet, I do not consider anyone as an op, period. Once again, I don't consider anyone as an op, period. And there's a method to the madness why I say that. The reason why is because on YouTube, preferably, when you declare anyone, any content creator as an op, it becomes not opposition, but it becomes a opportunity. What do I mean by that? It becomes an opportunity for the opposing person to create content on you, or as they call it, hit piece on you. So as long as you feeding into that energy, saying that they my op, the opposing person is going to create content on you, after content, after content, after content, hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. But to stop that is by simply you playing chess and thinking ahead of the game, understanding the assignment and know what it is. So that's why, me personally, I don't call no one on here a op. I don't care if we had disagreements. I don't care if we was cool at one point and we disagreed at another point. I don't consider you as an op, period. I see you as another person on YouTube. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Not going to give you that type of time. Not going to give you that type of energy or disdain. Now, in this particular situation, now this is me personally, because I operate what is known as a moral compass. So there's a certain type of philosophy that I go by, my personal self. Now, within my moral compass, even though I may not like a person or whatever, or I don't like a person's action and behavior, that doesn't mean that I want to see them fail or I want to see them harm or anything like that, just so it could feed my satisfaction, just so it could feed my ego. At the end of the day, regardless if I agree with you or not, we don't like each other, whatever. At the end of the day, I honestly want to see you succeed. I honestly still want to see you win, even if I'm not winning. Or even if you succeed further than me. That's fine. I want to see you win. But once again, that's me personally. I know other people don't think the same way how I think and react the same way how I react or none of that. I know we're living in a generation now where everybody got to have an op and everybody got to be fighting each other and all the stupid shit that you do. But me personally, I didn't think beyond that. Because at the end of the day, I know that it's not going to benefit me for being in that particular mindset or that space. So why do it? But shout out to everybody who's in the building. Let's go ahead and listen to this phone call, all right?
One more thing, bro. You know, the black power, motherfucker, blackity, black power, right? Out here just slinging all types of seed and all types of white queens, Asian queens, not a black queen to be seen. Ain't that about it, bitch?
Now, that right there, I honestly, I'm not too concerned about that. Now, I'm all for, the black community and all that good old stuff. I'm also for us dating within, our race. But if I see any other type of brother, including a tether, dating outside the race, guess what? I don't give a damn. Because I know at the end of the day, women are women. Regardless of what race they are, they're women.
Ain't that about a bitch, bro? Fraud. First off, why are you even doing this? Why come out and say all this shit now?
Honestly, the reason why I'm doing this is because I did feel like I experienced something with Abba that wasn't right. And was it my job to put it out publicly? Maybe not, but I didn't feel right walking away like nothing ever happened. And honestly, I felt like I just needed to speak what my truth was about the experience.
Oh, by the way, if she's freezing while she's talking, this is her actual video quality. It's not my video quality, all right?
And that's really all that it is.
What's your intention with it, though? Well, what are you looking to gain from all of this?
The most honest answer to this is I didn't feel right walking away, experiencing all this stuff that I had with Abba, especially with my last interaction with him. I felt like I endured a lot in this relationship, and I had to say something. As long as some people left more clearly with the truth, I was okay with that.
And what's the truth, though?
Abba is a completely different person behind the scenes in relationships. And it's so opposite from who he is in what he portrays online. And it affected me so much where I felt like something deserved to be spoken about.
Can you prove that you're pregnant?
Before he get to that point, I want to say this. So far, everything that she said, I don't fully agree with it. All right, and the reason why is because I was thinking about this. I was looking at Rose's comment that she made earlier. Right, Rose had made a comment where she said, yeah, she was very angry. Right. And then she also said her actions are still unjustifiable. Now, the main part of that I'm looking at is when she said, yeah, she was very angry. I don't believe that she's angry at all. Because back to, what she was saying and everything that we have seen so far, this doesn't look like the behavior of a angry, bitter woman. This look like the behavior of a woman who's trying to get over on a person. Who's trying to, just like I told you, who's trying to run a play. That's how she's acting. She's not acting, bitter or angry or anything like that for us. What we have witnessed throughout this whole saga that we've been reacting to, and that is me personally, because I have been around vindictive ass women who do some vindictive cold ass shit. And this behavior, what Libby is doing, this I don't see this as being on the level of being vindictive. But what I do see it as is that she's trying to gain something out of this. She's trying to gain something out of this, and Abba simply did not comply. And this is the end result behind that. Now let's listen to her, what she's gonna say about this pregnancy. Do she have receipts to justify that she was actually pregnant?
I know the answer to that. I know the answer to that because but I already know what they're gonna think, bro. But I asked her that already, and she sent me proof. I can show y'all. It's a screen recording of, what is it, like your Kaiser? What is it?
Yeah, it's a direct screenshot from my Kaiser app, and Kaiser is a hospital here in the States.
Okay, so she got insurance through Kaiser Permanente. All right, that's what she's talking about. So we want to actually see where she not only booked this appointment, but she already had the procedure. That's what we want to see. We want to see the evidence of it. So let's see if she's gonna actually show this.
All right, here it is. Going down to her hospital visits, and boom, January 22nd, 2026.
All right, so let's look at this. We have January 23rd, 2026. I'm reading up on pre-op and HP note by, that's the doctor, Anna Lucia, whatever it is. Let's see, surgical AP note, adult procedure information. Here for the following procedure. Future procedures, surgery trimester first, termination of pregnancy, and a natural device. All right, schedule procedure. All right, go ahead.
Surgical H&P note. Got her full name blinked out. 33-year-old female here for the following procedure. Suction, curettage, first trimester, termination of pregnancy. January 23rd, 2026. Did you lose your job, and are you just clout chasing right now for money, trying to build a social media following?
Yes, I'm going to apologize. God damn it, Lionel. Shit. Yes, I will retract my statement. Okay. She had the procedure.
Oh, I never quit my job. I think you're referring to the traveling, right? Like people saying, I think what people said, I'm traveling. No, when Abba said that on his stream, he said something like, she quit her job and she's traveling. I'm doing traveling healthcare now, and every healthcare worker knows what that is. I am not traveling as leisure. I'm doing traveling healthcare.
Okay, so she's talking about doing traveling healthcare. Now, part of my other career is that I told y'all that I told y'all that I'm into a recruiter, right? And part of my recruiting process is that matter of fact, I just recently did a recruiting assignment where it was a strike assignment where I was recruiting, different medical personnel such as herself and other nurses to deal with certain strikes that was happening in California. So that's what I was doing. That was my position. I was help recruiting, these talented people. All right.
So are you hoping to get some, big social media presence or social media following off of this?
No, not at all. I don't think I'm benefiting from that at all. I think I didn't go in here looking for any of that. Honestly, again, I came here looking to explain my experience and share my truth. And I didn't even want my Instagram and my two Instagrams up there. Abba is the one who put it up there.
Yeah. You shared your desktop, man. That shit looked crazy. You had all this stuff, and it made it seem like you had a full-blown investigation on Abba. So have you been plotting on him the whole time? Like,
yeah, I wasn't ashamed to show the desktop at all. If I was trying to do something that crazy, I would have probably felt the need to hide it. The receipts are there because I needed to have access to them right away. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know how to like pull up things fast. And the easiest way is just to have it on your desktop. And I don't know what the problem is. Abba actually commented on my video yesterday, and he was like, you have all these receipts on your screen, but he's literally called the king of receipts. I wasn't planning this for a long time.
Yeah, when did you start trying to obtain evidence against bro?
Yeah, the catalyst to me wanting to come out in the first place was our last interaction. Our last interaction was April 10th, and I have proof of that.
And y'all started talking when? Y'all started talking when?
We started talking in the middle of July.
Okay, so it had been a few months.
Yeah, so the middle of July, and then, you know, the good 5 months until I was pregnant, and then we didn't talk for the month of January, and then we tried to see what was going on until March, and then he reached out to me on April, which was the reason why I decided to do any of this.
Now, I also want y'all to still consider this, because just like I told y'all earlier that I believe that she ultimately was trying to run a play on Abba. Therefore, that's the reason why Abba is saying that she's trying to blackmail him. I still believe that play is still in existence. Now, my original claim was this, which it was in fact debunked. My original claim was that she was never pregnant to begin with in the first place, but she was trying to hustle this dude out of money, right? But however, this is my new claim. My new claim is this: since we know that she was pregnant, I still believe that she's running the same play, that she wanted Abba to pay for her medical procedures. Even though she has really good insurance, she wanted Abba to be held accountable for that and pay for the medical procedures for it to get done. Abba got pissed off because she had got the abortion. And he said, no, he's not going to do it. She blackmailed him and said that if you don't do this, then I'm going to ruin your career, because I want you to ultimately feel how the way I felt in this situation. And that's where we at. So this is my new claim. This is my new counterclaim.
Believe how he circled back, treating me the same way that he usually does. And that's when I felt like I had to say something. And then even after a few weeks after that, I was thinking if this is something I wanted to come forth with in the first place, or at all. And I did. So it was probably 2 weeks after my last interaction with Abba.
Was that phone call?
No, the phone call was when I was pregnant, and it was the night after the breakup. The last interaction we had was I woke up to a stream of messages calling me a whore, calling me a slut, calling me a cheater, calling me a pathological liar, just like the same tone that he always uses. And I just couldn't believe that once again, after trying so hard to end things with mutual respect and end things the right way and peacefully, which is really hard to do with Abba, he would come back and treat me the same way that he always does. And
you're referring to after you find out about the Instagram account, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. because I got questions about that.
Oh,
But I'm just trying to get a timeline because, you know, it looks like you just, you know, from your desktop, it looks like you've been trying to set up bro for a minute because of all that stuff on your desktop. So I'm trying to get a timeline of when that started. Y'all was talking for 8 months. How far into it did you start building the case on, bro?
it was just honestly, it was just a few weeks before the first video I ever made. And I knew I had to like come out with things quickly. And I just have it on there. I didn't care about how it looked. I needed to have it on the desktop. And
yeah, but I don't think the concern is how it looked. I don't think the concern is like how it looked. I guess it is, but you know, it looks like you were trying to set bro up.
Plotting this.
Yeah, it looks like you've been plotting this for a minute.
No. Yeah, I have a message of Abba. Abba actually contacted me before his stream, and he was saying whatever he says when he gets upset. And I said, Abba, the last time you treated me was so unfair. You know that I would have never done any of this, but that was the catalyst. And then he responded to me like, yeah, I know you're hurt. And yeah, it does mention in there that it was the last time we had spoken.
All right, so pretty much you didn't start building the case on bro till the latter end of the 8 months y'all was dealing with each other.
Yeah, it was just 2 weeks before the first video ever came out. 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. Yeah,
April 10th. It's like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Because our last interaction was April 10th, and that was like really the catalyst.
All right. Abba says you've been harassing him for the longest. So were you harassing him? Why were you harassing him if you were harassing him? You know, how long was you doing it for? And, you know, he said you contacted, you know, him, his job, his family, you know, for forever. Like, what's your response to all that?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing on his stream that really painted a picture about me. And he said that I was contacting his friends, his family, and his people. And the only thing I can say to this is he was able to provide proof for all the things he wanted to provide proof for, but he wasn't able to provide anything of me contacting his friends, his family, or his people, other than Preach, which was January 13th, and the Abin Preach page, which I showed on my video, and the 4 messages or the 4 phone numbers that he had, and I was trying to contact. Abba cannot prove that I've ever tried to contact his friends, family, or people, and I welcome him to. But why wasn't he able to pull that up? It's because he can't.
Nah, that's some bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Nah, She did a lot of over-explaining in that situation. All she had to do was answer the question. Were you harassing this dude? No, I was not harassing him. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. That's all she had to say. But all this over-explaining, yeah. Don't know about that one. I think you were calling his family. I think you were calling his job. I think you were, kind of tripping on this because you already said you was going to blackmail Buddy. So
he really wants to paint this narrative that I'm like this crazy stalker person, but he won't be able to provide any of that proof. And yeah, I think that's important for people to know is how come he hasn't provided proof for that.
Yeah, he posted that screenshot of like 4 text messages from 4 different numbers implying that you were trying to stalk him, contact him.
Yeah, you're right, Lionel. She Abba did say that she had other people calling his job and doing all this weird stuff, and he did show receipts on that, so yeah.
From 4 different numbers, right? How long? So
yeah,
can you provide the details about that, and then for how long of a time span were you trying to?
Yeah, what he's Yeah, what he's talking about is just that one night. I guess the 2 nights. So the 4 times I tried to call him through those 4 numbers, or when my friends tried to get a hold of him, was the night of the breakup, because I was like, hey, he's blocking me, I'm pregnant. And then when I tried to contact the Abba and Preach page, which was the same night, and then when I tried to contact Preach, which was 3 days later. There wasn't any other time I ever tried to contact his friends, family, or people. When Abba lashes out, he will exaggerate and kind of distort the insult as an attack, and just to like provoke you. And I have something here that I want to show you that people are also questioning me about quite a bit.
All right.
Is that okay, Stevie?
Yeah. How many different ways from different numbers or different people did you try to contact him? Because he made it seem like you were reaching out to everybody for like months at a time.
Yeah, and I would like him to show proof of that. The only time I tried to contact him during that period of time is that night, which were the 4 phone numbers. And I think my cousin also again tried to contact him the next day, which was one of the same phone numbers. And the Ab and Preach page and Preach 3 days later. But there wasn't any other time that I tried to contact him. I'm going to be honest, when he blocks me.
2 days.
2 days, yeah. And he's making
Why
it sound
were you trying to contact them so much?
Because he blocked me and I was pregnant. And
is this the night?
Like
is that the night like before or after that phone call?
The phone call was, if I'm remembering the timeline, that phone call was whenever I contacted the Abba and Preach page, because he called me on that phone call right after I contacted the Abba and Preach page, which was either the day of the breakup or the day after.
Right, so it's within that time span.
So real quick, I want to ask the women either in a chat or the ladies who are catching this replay of this stream. All right, would you do the same as that thing that she's doing? Meaning this that you would go to this great lengths of trying to contact this dude, even though he done already made it abundantly clear that he don't want to have nothing to do with you, nothing to do with your child. Would you continue to go through these great lengths trying to contact him, going on all the socials, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, contacting family, contacting the job, doing all these additional things? Will you literally be going through this great lengths to try to stay in communication with a dude who don't want to have nothing to do with you and nothing to do with your child? Would you do that? My follow-up question is this: do you believe what Libby was doing was justifiable because she was pregnant, that she should do all these things, contact him through all these means necessary? Do you believe it's justifiable? Because me personally, as a man that's looking at it from a logical perspective, right, I believe the moment when this dude told her no and he was abundantly clear with the no, that should have been her opportunity to disconnect, sever the relationship and everything with this dude. Because he already let you know that he don't want to have nothing to do with nothing you got going on. Because the moment when you choose to continue to pursue this right, it make you look crazy and it make you look extremely foolish as well too. I'm just saying. But let's continue.
That fucking crazy phone call.
Yeah, that's it. And I do want to mention something too. When Ab and I fight personally, I do use like my Google Voice number to try to get a hold of him through like different numbers to get a hold of him when he blocks me. But I've never tried to contact when he blocks me. This is like our normal fighting, and blocking is toxic. Me trying to contact him through my Google Voice number through that number, that probably doesn't look good on me also. But I have never, ever tried to contact his family, his friends, or his people other than what he provided, which was Preach, the ABBA and Preach page, which I provided, and those 4 phone numbers. And that's it. And the reason why he was only able to show that was because that was the only time that I did that. And this is a big question too that people keep asking about.
Right.
And I do want to show. Okay, so this right here, everyone is also questioning. So this is when ABBA decides to contact me February 4th, and everyone is questioning everything that he's saying here.
Now, once again, notice that Libby is showing the full text message thread versus ABBA. He was just showing what he wanted us to see. All right, so let's see.
Why am I saying that I'm ABBA's partner when he's saying that you're not my partner? He's saying days after your behavior, this hasn't ceased. He's saying that I'm contacting him, my blackmailing tactics, and other nonsense. And when people paused it, they were like, yeah, she seems crazy.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
So
I read this. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why ABBA keeps responding is because when he gets mad, he tries to provoke you. And so because I don't respond here, Preach just sent me this right now. You sent him this after our chat. So remember, these messages are from January 13th. And so he's like, why are you trying to contact my people and say I'm your girlfriend? And it's weird because he's only talking about, he just found out about these messages the day before. Preach showed him the messages the day before because I guess Preach, when Preach reached out to ABBA saying like, hey, your girl hit me up on January 13th, he was like, I got it taken care of. And so Preach just left it alone. But he actually
ABBA told Preach he had it taken care of.
Yeah. ABBA didn't realize that he was talking about these messages. And so I guess as time went by, Preach was like, do you want to see the messages that she ended up writing you? And then that's when he reaches out to me. And then that's why he's like, he's like, why are you messaging people saying you're my partner? It's because of this. Hi, Preach, I'm ABBA's girlfriend. I'm sorry to be introduced to you under these circumstances. I'm seeking help. I know you'll have to let ABBA know and reach out to you eventually. If you do, would you please do this after I show you a few things first? That's the reason why he's saying it, is because he saw the messages. And again, when ABBA lashes out, he will just say anything to get you upset. And because I'm not responding, he's just writing all of these things.
ABBA, he did ask a very valid question. He did ask, why are you presenting yourself as my girl when we're not even dating at this point anymore? We're not even a couple or anything like that. So why are you doing this? What's the whole intentions behind this? And even by her explaining this, and you could tell just looking at Stevie's face, Stevie looking like, man, this is some absolute bullshit. It really is.
That's bullshit.
He looking at, even though Stevie don't like ABBA, he's still looking at it for what it is. So Stevie, he like, man, look, this girl really is crazy for real. There's literally something wrong with this girl. It's like something mentally wrong with this girl for her to go through this extreme. It really is. So and to be honest with you, we tonight can't even justify this at all, period. That's why I'm not saying that, because I'm not even justifying this. The things that she's doing, yeah, it is abnormal. It is not natural for her to behave the way that she's behaving towards ABBA. It's not natural for her to go on to these people's shows. Now, it's one thing if she would have pulled up over here on the lounge and had a conversation with me, because me and Abba never had an interaction ever before in our life for us being on the YouTube streets. But to purposely and meticulously choose Stevie Knight, knowing good and damn well that they have history together, that's diabolical for real. It is. It is. So yeah, her behavior is unjustifiable for real. Her everything that she's doing and continue to do is unjustifiable. And it's making, and the crazy part about it is that it is making her look so bad. Because look, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, guess what? She no longer have a connection with Abba. Abba no longer have a connection with her. So what everybody is asking at this point is, what's the point of it all? But I already revealed to y'all the reason why these type of women behave this way. I told y'all this last night, why they do the things that they do. And I had revealed to you and said the reason why these type of women do this is because they want you to feel what they have felt. The moment when she went to that abortion clinic, she felt some type of way. She was feeling some type of way emotional. The moment when she had that procedure, she was feeling some type of way physically and emotional. The moment when she left that clinic, she was feeling some type of way physically and emotional. Feeling damaged. Feeling betrayed. Feeling like, why in the hell did I allow this dumbass fool to nut up in me to begin with in the first place? Why did I do this? Why did I do this? This is crazy. So after all of that, she is doing this because she wants Abba to feel how the way she's feeling. The best way women does this is by attacking a man's character, then attacking a man's pockets. That's why they do it. Then also they attack the things that a man care about and love the most. That's the reason why they do what they do. And there was women in the chat last night who had confirmed everything that I said. They're like, yeah, you on point, Urban. You're right. That's exactly why we do this bullshit. You're absolutely correct. But let's continue, y'all.
You guys are not going to take, or the audience is not going to take my word for it, but he cannot prove that I contacted him or any of his people from January 13th, which is when I tried to contact Preach, and from this point on. He won't be able to. And so the way he talks is
so
like...
you're saying that his whole harassing label he's giving you is just based on the time to try to contact him between January 13th and 12th, and that's it?
Yeah, but that's how he talks. When he lashes out, he'll just say anything. And that's why I was like, I'm not going to engage in this type of communication, Abba. And then he gets more upset. And then it just riles up. And I said, I left you alone since I reached out to Preach a month ago, which was true. And he says, no, you haven't. I've been receiving calls still. This is him trying to provoke me. If he has evidence of that, well, I guess you wouldn't really know it's me. But, oh, he's saying that I'm trying to contact his friends and his family, right? Yeah, I didn't at all. I was actually so shocked by that phone call. I was like, I'm never going to contact this guy again. It was pretty hurtful.
So when he says he's been receiving calls, you're saying he's lying?
He's trying to provoke me and trying to say all these things. If he's lying and saying all these things up here, he's just saying anything at this point. And this is how Abba fights. And I tried to post messages showing that this is how Abba communicates when he's angry. but it's so convincing on the other person's end. But this is how ABBA fights, and that's why I'm saying, are you curating messages? Excuse me, my throat's dry. Are you curating these messages? I've never called you. I said I don't have to. I just asked for one thing. How do we sever? And you want to play games. I did nothing for a month while you keep doing your criminal behavior, contacting my people. ABBA, if you have proof of this, please provide it. Like I said, when ABBA gets upset, he just lashes out and says anything. And you can kind of refer to the phone call on how he fights back. That phone call, people keep saying, like, I pushed him that point. I push him to that point. But that's ABBA's normal way of getting upset and getting mad, which was one of the reasons why I decided I wanted to leave the pregnancy. And then I respond, I left you alone since my last contact with Preach, which was January 13th. You didn't want anything to do with the baby. I said, okay. I said, I won't engage with this communication, ABBA, because I know how he responds, and I'm not going to engage with him. And then I even say, I have no hate in my heart. I have no bitterness. I left you alone. Well, you're calling me from random American numbers, and that's what you wanted. You didn't want anything to do with the baby, having your friends do it. I guess me reading it doesn't prove anything. What needs to happen is ABBA providing proof that I'm contacting his friends, his family,
So hold on. She said by her reading all this stuff, it really don't prove anything. So what's the whole point of this? What's the whole purpose of it?
Mail him. I actually never tried to contact his friends or family at all. And it's easy for him to say that because he's just good at saying stuff like that. He's very good at what he does. He's very good at talking. And he's very convincing. But he can't provide proof for any of these things.
So basically, when he calls you a stalker, it's just to make you look crazy because you didn't stalk shit.
Yeah, that's the way he argues, that's the way he fights, that's the way he attacks. And if you look at the other messages that I'll probably show here, you'll see a trend on how he has overwhelming responses, and he gets petty, and he gets to a point of like all he wants to do is provoke you, so he will say all of these things. So that's what that is. And again, no one's going to take my word for it. But if ABBA had proof for this,
ask him to provide proof of you being a stalker for real, outside of those text messages he screenshotted.
Yeah, and what he might do is he might pull up the other numbers that I've used when him and I are fighting, but they won't be the dates of January 13th to February 14th. It's like other times where we've fought and we were both being a certain way, which doesn't look good on both of us. But I've never tried to contact his friends, family, or people. I've never done that before.
All right, man. Abba said that you canceled like 9 abortions. All right. I think he said 9. How many times you cancel abortions?
Yeah. Again, it's saying that people are saying that I've canceled 9 abortions.
Did he say 9? I think he said 9. He said 9.
I thought he said 5. I thought he said 5 abortions.
Well, there's 2 things. One, he keeps saying I created like 9 accounts to talk to him. Again, that's him exaggerating that night. Or I think
look, we're not talking about you creating these accounts. He is asking how many abortion appointments did you cancel? Okay.
The next day. And I was trying to contact him through those phone numbers and I think I tried to contact him through Facebook also, but it was still within that time. And again, I'm pregnant and it's within 2 days of me just trying to reach him. And then even in the phone call, you just hear him saying like, I'm harassing him, I'm stalking, and I'm a parasite. But that's how he argues, and that's like what he.
Okay, God damn it, we get it. How many abortion appointments did you cancel? All right, damn.
That's just what he says when he fights.
One more time. So basically, all the harassment he was referring to happened within 2 days like in reality. But
Nah, Stevie, you got to do better in your interviewing, bro. You got to do better. You should have stuck with that question that you was asking. How many appointments did you cancel? Well, Albert, this or that. Look, I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you how many abortion appointments did you cancel? Well, I'm not sure. Well, you got the Casa Permanente app, right? It'll show on the app your appointments. Just let us know how many you canceled. It's that simple.
What he's implying is that you did this shit for a long period of time.
Yeah, and I need him to provide proof for that, because that's not the truth.
Yeah.
The 9 abortions, yeah. So he's talking about the 9 accounts. The abortions. Did you still want to know the answer for that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he talks, everything is really exaggerated. I had the 4 abortion appointments total, right? Which was the one he came to.
Okay, 4.
And then the 2 after that.
5, 6.
And then the one after Montreal.
7.
It was either 3 or 4. I know it was like either 3 or 4. To be honest, I don't remember at the time, but it was either 3 or 4. I know that there was the one he came to, and then there was.
God damn it! You already said it. You said 5, then you said 2 more in Montreal. That is a total of 7 appointments. Okay, sheesh.
In between, abortion appointment in between, and then one after. But it wasn't 9, and it was all within like that month because I was trying to decide what to do. Is it a lot still? Yes, but I'm confused. I'm trying to figure it out, and I didn't want to get the abortion. I was conflicted, and it was.
Yeah, why did you keep going? Why did you keep flip flopping? Because he would have been, I don't fuck with Abba, but I placed myself in his situation right then and there. You know what I mean? And you said initially that he wanted the baby, but so you really had him on this like seesaw effect. Like if you're gonna have this baby, we're not gonna have this baby. So I can imagine that emotional toll on bro. So why the flip flop so much?
Yeah. I honestly empathize with him here. And the only thing I can say is I saw how he was reacting to the whole thing, and I felt certain about. I felt
when you say reacting to the whole thing, what are you referring to?
Ask me one more time.
When you say you just said I saw how Abba was reacting to the whole thing. When you say the whole thing, what are you referring to?
Yeah. So to be honest to that question, I kept going back and forth because I saw I did see how much Abba was wanting the baby, and I empathized with that. And I also was thinking about the conflicting feelings I had with.
Yeah, Lionel. He did confirm that. He had confirmed that last night, and also when we did a reaction to this last week, Abba had confirmed that as well too. He had confirmed that he went to one appointment with her. He had flew down to where she was at and did one appointment with her. And when they was at that appointment, that's when they had counseled. She had counseled it, essentially. That was there that she was like, look, I don't want to go through with this, and counseled it. But afterwards, the other appointments, Abba wasn't there, because it would mean for him to keep constantly flying back and forth to these appointments. You know what I mean? And it would have been costing him a lot of money.
The person for me, with how much we're fighting and all the other incompatibilities.
Before you get into that, why did you want to have because you suggested the abortion first, right? It came from you. Why did you want to have the abortion in the first place? Why did you even come up with that idea?
Yeah, the only answer to this is just my human response. And
human response?
When we first decided to have the baby, I thought, or when I first found out I was pregnant, I thought, okay, like this is going to be okay to go forward with. And after time went by, I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of really too soon. And I'm seeing all of these things in ABBA where I'm like,
too soon for what?
I don't think this is sustainable for a relationship or a partnership with,
what?
Or sorry, for parenting. And so, to be honest, I thought the abortion would be kind of like the easier thing to do.
Nah, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
So let me get this straight. It was okay for y'all to have sex with each other all these times, right? Over and over again. That was a great decision. To have sex with each other all these times, right? It was an even more wonderful decision for you to allow this dude to nut up in you during them times. That was a great decision as well, too. But when it comes to you being, in pegging as well, too, pegging the dude, too, all this weird, nasty stuff that y'all was doing, that was a wonderful decision. But when it comes to the point of you literally getting pregnant, that's when that was your deal breaker. That was when you was saying, hell no. God damn. I'm not doing that. That's too far. We only having a sexual relationship, Abba. We're not having an actual real relationship. Because that's pretty much what she's saying, right? She pretty much is saying that they just had a sexual relationship. This pregnancy is a deal breaker. So no, I do not want to have your baby because we're only having sex with each other. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But in Abba's mind, like I told y'all last night, how dudes are, right? Whenever a woman is having this great sexual encounter with men, right? Whatever they doing to satisfy that man is deeply in love with that woman. He is falling in love with her, for real. So he's thinking that they're girlfriend and boyfriend. She don't think that they're girlfriend and boyfriend, period. She just having a fun time for this moment. But once again, that was very irresponsible. If you knew right off the bat that you didn't want to have this dude child and you was questioning an actual relationship with this dude, then you should have never let this dude go and raw on you. You should have never let this dude nut up in you. Because this goes back to y'all famous saying as women, right? My body, my choice, right? Why you didn't exercise your body, your choice in that situation? Hell, you had a lot of options as a woman to prevent this shit from happening. Another one option you had, shoot, right after, you did it, if that's what you want to do, want to feel him and all the stuff there, you had an option to take plan Bs after plan Bs after plan Bs. Hell, there's some crazy women out there, they honestly believe that the plan Bs would fail and they'll literally go and drink Casamigos just so they could kill any type of sperm in her. I done heard it. I done seen it on TikTok where these women literally think this way and have did that. So there are a lot of different ways that she could have prevented this from happening. A lot of them. But for some strange reason, she felt that moment was cool until it actually happened.
To keep the relationship going.
I thought that you were getting the abortion because you didn't fuck with Abba. But truth of the matter is it you got the abortion, you were considering the abortion because it was too soon in the relationship, or was it because you saw incompatibilities with Abba in conjunction with it being too soon in a relationship?
Yeah, when I first got pregnant, I was like, I think it'll be okay to move forward. But I was still vetting Abba. I was still trying to see, there were still doubts. Around the 4th month mark, I started to see those incompatibilities. And then ironically, I was like, oh, I'm also pregnant now. I still thought that those incompatibilities would kind of go away over time, but they just kept growing. And then that's when I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And that's what the truth is.
Why did you tell Abba you were going to keep the baby? Well, hold on. Let me go back. because, bro explained it. He's like, I was on this fucking seesaw. One day she wants the baby, one day she doesn't want the baby, one day she wants the baby, other day she doesn't want the baby, but I want the fucking baby, right? He really hit on this shit, and then it gets to a point where, y'all are at the tail end of it, and having the abortion was your idea initially, but then y'all get to the point where you break up with him, but now you want to keep the baby. Make that make sense.
Yeah. Again, I empathized with Abba at the time. This is how complicated it was for me.
What the hell is she talking about empathize? What is that? What do that even mean based on her vocabulary? Is empathizing meaning that I understand? Is that what she's trying to say? I understand how you feel? You know how now this women in general do this. They'll use this line to my I understand how you feel, but y'all know what I'm talking about? I understand how you feel, but, and that but part means that I have already made a decision. So regardless of what you say, I'm going to do this. Is that what she's talking about?
I was thinking about 4 months in, I'm thinking about this guy that I'm possibly going to be committed to and forever and parenting with. And then I'm also thinking about how much I'm feeling that this is not a good idea because of all the incompatibilities I'm seeing, and examples of that were from the leaked phone call and more. And then I'm also thinking about the baby's life, which I knew I didn't want to abort in the first place. But again, that's why I kept going back and forth. The only real thing I can say to that is I was just feeling everything I was feeling, and I was considering Abba, I was considering the baby, and I had to be honest with myself. And trying to weigh that all out was making me go back and forth, because I know that Abba wanted the baby, but I know that if I continue to go forward with it and have the baby, then he's going to have this full sense of family when I'm having all of these doubts. And why would I give him like this full sense of family when if I say yes to this, then I would be moving out to Montreal. We're going to start this family, but I'm already seeing these heavy incompatibilities. And
you dig into it though. Like, what was it about Abba that?
Yeah, I guess that's it. That's what.
Good question.
Abba, honestly, it's his rage when we're fighting. Every time we fought, it was exactly like what you saw on the phone. And so on the phone call, remove the context of the pregnancy, and people think I'm like pushing him there. That's not a one-off for Abba. Abba acted like that all the time. And when he didn't get what he wanted or requested, he would act a certain way that was scary. And again, remove the context out of the video. From the leaked video, he goes straight to the mocking, the ridiculing. If I'm crying in a situation, he would act like I deserved it, or he would mock me and say stuff like, oh, well, like, you deserve to be crying right now. When I say it was like emotion, you can hear that in the phone call. There's a point where I'm crying and he's like, oh, well, I don't know if you remember that part in the phone call. Do you remember? He's like mocking me.
Yeah, I agree, Lionel. We already know. We already know this. So you're still not telling us the reason why you're feeling that you're not compatible with Abba. But however, you felt that you was very compatible with him when you sent her smashing him, right? You felt very compatible with him then. So you can feel compatible with him sexually, but when they deal with the relationship part, you don't feel compatibility behind that. Now, here's my question with this. Knowing this truth, right? Why wasn't this discussed? Why wasn't this forthcoming to let both of y'all know that, hey, for us the compatibility part, I don't believe that we're good. We're gonna be good in a relationship, but however, shoot, if you want to smash, we could smash. Why was that wasn't said in the beginning? Because if that was established in the beginning, then all this confusion wouldn't be happening. But I don't know. Then again, Abba is a dumbass, so he'll probably interpret that as still being in a relationship. I don't know.
I have a question though, because if this was Abba all the time, what made you? Why didn't you record a conversation before? What was it about that conversation that made you record?
Because it was about the pregnancy, and I thought the pregnancy.
Yeah, because she was literally smashing him. If he was allowing her to peg him and all the stuff there, yeah, she literally was smashing, bro, for real, like literally. God damn.
was a pretty significant moment.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You couldn't believe that he said he was saying the shit about the child.
Yeah. He acted like that, especially in Montreal. And in my video, I say that was definitely a turning point for me, because I'm like, oh, this is actually who Abba is. And I saw glimpses of it before, and I saw glimpses of it afterwards also, after we reconnected, and it got worse actually over time. But yeah, there were other like lifestyle incompatibilities, like Abba likes to play video games a lot, and he like doesn't go to sleep. Like okay, that sounds really silly, but it was just like a lot of small things that were like.
I mean, it is what it is. Like y'all want.
Nah, Stevie, don't be no beta in this situation, bro. Beta. Don't do it, bro. No, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. You know that's some bullshit. Next thing you know, she's going to say, yeah, we was also not compatible because Abba likes Succubus and I like Tokyo Animaru who does Dragon Ball. Come on now. Quit it.
Yeah.
Like nobody's to judge what you feel, what you deem as incompatible. And then I remember him said in the stream that the things that you would say to him, he thought were silly, but you know, to each his own.
Yeah, over time, I felt like they do seem small, like the lifestyle things I just said, like he plays like a lot of video games, and he doesn't go to bed until like 6 a.m. in the morning. And I go to bed really early. So that was like a thing with us. And I'm like, oh, we're actually really different in smaller ways.
Yeah, but playing video games and going to sleep is not like you were considering aborting a baby because of that. So it has to be more than that.
Exactly.
That's what I'm only adding to the main thing, which was the big thing, which was how he handled himself under pressure. And I felt like you
were getting raised and like, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's enough. Honestly, 4 months in, seeing how much that happened and seeing.
I mean, to be honest with you, I can understand the mocking part, you know, and different things like that, because that could lead into narcissism. So I could get that part. But if y'all just simply having a disagreement and y'all both acting childish as hell, both y'all trying to get y'all way, then that's not necessarily a relationship problem. That's not necessarily a deal breaker for you thinking that you're not compatible with a person, because that is an individual thing. That's something that y'all have to work on within y'all individual self.
How overwhelming it can be. I was like, it doesn't feel very safe here. And if I move over there in Montreal or move over there to Montreal, it will continue to be like this.
What was the main thing? What was your main issue with him? The rage?
The rage, yeah. I felt like he was emotionally and mentally abusive, and he would say things like,
emotionally and mentally is the same as that thing, by the way. Okay, so she's saying that her deal breaker is that he was mentally abusing her. That's pretty much what she's insinuating, and she didn't feel safe because of that, because she believed that this mental abuse could transferable to become physical abuse. Just say that.
You know, I did mention this in the video that I made yesterday, but you know, people are not really hearing it out. Abba would really he would really weaponize your vulnerabilities. He knows that my mom used to beat me or like hit me until my nose bled, and he would take that and he would say like, oh, you're going to be worse than the mom who raised you, or you're going to be, oh, like it's weird that you turned out worse than your mom. I have those screenshots here if you want me to pull that up, but it was stuff like that. And even after the baby, you saw a lot of that too. He would always remind me that I killed the baby, and he knew how wounded and how hurt I was about it. But
I mean, he's not lying. You literally did kill the baby. So yeah, you got to be held accountable for that, because that's what you chose to do. I mean, that's literally what it is. You didn't unalive the baby. That's literally what you did. I'm just saying.
Use anything to make sure that you're in pain, as almost as if he's like satisfied by it. I do want to mention one other thing too. There was a video he made years ago about this girl spending the night over his house. He recorded the phone call, and one of the things she said was, oh, this is why your dad left you or abandoned you. And I think his dad already had died at that point. And Abba made a whole video about that.
Nah, bro. I got to want to disagree with you on this one, Lionel. You're saying, but he don't have to keep reminding her about that. Now, the reason why I'm going to give you pushback on that is because at the end of the day, that's life, bro. That is absolutely life. I call this situation carrying your cross, okay? That cross is a reminder of, different transgressions that you have did or overcome in your life. So people have to be reminded over and over again so they know that they can make better choices and decisions, okay? That's why I don't agree with this whole concept about forgiving and forgetting, because I believe that you shouldn't forget, because you need to have that reminder over and over again. There are things that I have did in my past that I'm constantly reminded of every single day, whether it's directly being reminded of or indirectly being reminded of. But it brings it back to my remembrance so I could be humble behind it, so I don't make them same bad decisions in the future or in the present time. So I believe that, in these situations, a lot of situations that we deal with as human beings, we need to be reminded of it. We really do. We need to be reminded of it, the decision that we made, so we can make better outcomes in the future. Now, however it happens, see, this is life. Well, if it's someone who's tormenting you about it, or it's being indirectly implied, it needs to happen. Because I believe this. I also believe that I believe in a simple concept that pressure creates diamonds. At least that's what it's supposed to do, right? So whenever you're dealing with any type of life issues like pressure, whatever, it should create diamonds. It should create beauty behind the madness, okay? If it's not creating beauty behind the madness, then that's something that you need to question. Because it is very possible that you can go into the same exact situation again, like with Abba. Because yesterday we found out that Abba did the same bullshit with another woman, where she was saying that she got pregnant by this dude too and had an abortion. I'm just saying. And so since Abba didn't have his boy preach to tell him the truth about his bullshit so he could carry his cross, guess what? He did it again. So yeah, we need to be reminded of our transgressions for real. We really do. So we can make better outcomes on the cool though. We really do. But that does me.
You should never go to that point. But Abba always said stuff like that to me. So I just think it's so interesting. And I felt like he was very cruel during those times. And I was dealing with that with smaller fights and bigger fights. And then Montreal was a big fight too, where he had kicked me out.
Yeah, even where you're saying like, you know, he was on weaponizing and stuff, right? I mean, that's life. That's what people do. But even though people are doing it, they're weaponized or whatever, right? You have a choice and decision that you have to make. You can either see it as a weapon designed to hurt you, or you could see it as something greater, which is it could be a greater outcome, where it be a reminder that even though it can be a weapon, but I choose whether if that weapon is going to hurt me or not.
House and I'm pregnant. And I was like stuck out in Montreal.
What did he kick you out the house for?
Yeah, so during that visit, Abba was playing video games for 3 days, and I don't see him very much. And
You said he played video games for 3 days?
for 3 days, he was on his computer for 3 days, and
What is
he
that? What do
wouldn't
you
even
mean?
go.
What do you mean 3 days? Like he's on
He's
front
on
of
the
the
computer.
computer for 12 hours at a time?
He would play video games, and then he would work a little bit, and then he would play more video games, and then we would get something to eat, and then he would play more video games, and then I'm there on my phone, and I'm trying to be like a good girlfriend and kind of like letting him do his thing. But after 3 days, I'm going to be like, hey, your
So you
girlfriend's
should have
over
said that
here.
shit before. You should have said that shit before. Like that makes more sense, at least to me, for incompatibility. Like bro playing video games is entirely different for a motherfucker playing video games for 3 days straight. Like that makes sense.
Nah, bro. Nah, Steve, you act like a down beta again, bro.
Beta!
Nah, bro. How the way she describing this, right? Albert is playing video games to decompress, okay? Because you know good and damn well this dude is a content creator. You know good and damn well that this dude is doing the same exact thing what you doing, sitting behind a computer every single day, editing videos and all that stuff. That could be time consuming and it could drain you mentally as well too. So stop the bullshit behind this, okay? What she's trying to imply this, you dumbass Negro, is that she's trying to imply that when men play video games, whether it's a handheld video game, whether it's an Xbox or PlayStation, whatever it is, she's trying to imply that that is childish and he needs to grow the hell up. That's what she's trying to imply. But you're not reading between the lines of what she's saying. I don't see nothing wrong with a dude playing. Even if he play video games for 3 or 4 hours, I don't care if he play video games every single goddamn day. The dude is doing that to decompress. That's one of the main reasons why dudes play video games. And I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about dudes in particular. Or we can make it in general if we want to. In general, people play video games to decompress from the everyday bullshit that they deal with in the world. That's the first part of it. Then you have other people who is known as gamers. Gamers are a part of a community where they are literally getting paid to play games. Some of them are beta testers. Some of them are in tournaments. Some of them are doing all kind of stuff, and they're literally getting paid to play. So it is nothing wrong with men playing video games. The same concept with women watching these old stupid ass shows. It be women who be watching these shows, it be dumb as hell. Watching shows on Netflix, it be super boring. Where they be watching shows about drama, people fussing and fighting and stuff. Be watching these shows on YouTube, or they turn on YouTube and hearing people fuss and fight all day, drama and all the stuff there, right? But that's their way of decompressing. That's their way of relaxing. My wife right now, you want to know what she do to decompress besides her communicating to me? And besides us spending time with each other, you want to know what she do when she decompress? And those of y'all know, my wife, she has a hard job. Her job is hard as hell mentally. But guess what she do to decompress? She would go into either her office or she'll go into our room and she'll open up a book and she will engulf herself into reading that book. Whether it's an audio book, whether it's actually a hard copy book. A matter of fact, her favorite store, she loved going to Barnes & Noble. No matter when we go out, whatever, we got to go to Barnes & Noble because that is her thing. That is her thing. She enjoyed doing that because that is her way of decompressing. That is her way of getting away from everything. Where she could engulf herself into this reality of reading. Same as that thing what dudes do with video games. So there's nothing wrong with that. Bro, you tripping.
Yeah, that was one of the things. And he also makes comment about like other girls a lot, which we talked about like boundaries and everything like that. And then another comment about like girls being hot in Spain and just something like that. And
he would talk about how attractive other girls were in front of you.
Yeah, he was like, I went to Spain and like Spain has the hottest people. And he was like, the women in Spain are like really hot. And we had talked about this before, and it was just like on top of the video games, on top of like me trying to just work with him and like be a good girlfriend and just hang out outside of the room so he can play his games. And then he says stuff like this. And then I get upset and then I leave the house and then I come back. But I do pack my things because I'm like, I'm going to go somewhere else. But I do come back and I was just like a little angry. So I went to the coffee shop next door. I do come back and he gets so upset with me. We start fighting again.
What did he get upset with you for? Because was it a coffee shop?
Because I left, yeah. And he got so upset and I was trying to explain to him why I was upset. And he just wouldn't hear it. He didn't understand why I was upset or mad. And when things would escalate, I'm trying to explain it to him. He's like, no, you left. You need to get out the house. And I'm trying to tell him, like, why don't you see why I left in the first place? And then it would rile up and then I start crying. And then he does the whole mocking and yelling and screaming thing. And he will literally see you cry and he will literally look satisfied in you crying. And I know that's hard to imagine, but like just refer to the phone. It ain't hard for me
to imagine after hearing that goddamn phone call. So
yeah, so the phone call is just like a preview to what I experienced a lot with him personally. And I don't know, I feel like that's enough to know that it will only get worse. And that doesn't make you feel like you're in a really safe spot to raise a child in with.
Let me ask you.
Once again, we're going to revisit this. Once again, she's saying that all this mental stuff that Abba is doing to her, right? All this mental word salad, talking about other women and he's attacking her insecurity. He's doing all these things, which, you know, in fact, it is narcissistic in nature. He's doing all these things to her, right? But however, it's a great idea for you and him to have sex with each other. To have a full sexual relationship with each other. That's the part that I'm pushing back on about her in particular. Because you can't get around that one. You can't get around sitting up here talking about, well, that's the reason why I don't want to have a relationship is because you play video games and you talking about other women. God damn it, y'all wasn't in no goddamn relationship to begin with in the first place. Y'all was in a situationship. That's ultimately what it was. Y'all whole premises of this thing that y'all had going on was the whole premises of having sex with each other, which turned into a situationship. That's what literally happened.
Because after all things you said, to me it sounds like you were considering having the baby for Abba's sake, but for what you saw in Abba, you didn't feel like that was a safe environment for you to bring a baby in. Is that a fair assessment?
I was thinking that maybe both of us can have it. Even if I was having doubts, I was like, okay, maybe things can still move forward. And, I'm just going to wait it out. And then things still
Wait, what
happen.
out?
Yeah, wait, what
I
out?
was still going to see if things were going to work out. Or I decided to go forward because I didn't think things were that bad, but I saw it actually get worse. I did have my doubts, but it was really getting bad. And I saw this pattern of his rage and his anger. And if he doesn't have things a certain way, he does react. I'm just going to say he acts very scary and cruel. And it does look like he likes to see you in pain in the moments when we're fighting. And when we get into disagreements and conflicts. Did I not answer the question?
No, you answered it. I was just sitting here processing it because I was applying that to that conversation. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he didn't have his way in regards to but I don't want to sound biased though. But it is what it is. It sounds like that, since he wasn't able to have a child under the terms he wanted to, is why he just went schizo on you.
Yeah, but that's what you'll see in his blocking too. If you don't respond the way he wants, or if you don't act the way he wants, he will just block you. Yeah. And then you saw how often he blocked me. It was just like,
but in the stream, he says that he blocked you because you came at him so many different ways through so many different fucking numbers. Hence why he needed to block you so much, because he was blocking all these different ways you're trying to contact him through the harassment. No, that's what he said in the stream. Remember that?
I know that's what he said on the stream. Again, everything is being fluffed. So the text messages I show on my video are before.
Not her using Chat GPT. Jeez.
See, so how can that be? And how can that be from that entire period? He was blocking my regular number because we would get into fights, and anytime something would happen, he would just block me. But it had nothing to do with that night. What he was saying with those phone numbers had everything to do with the night I tried to contact him when he blocked me during the pregnancy. But everything I showed you before was just our regular fights.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. Abba depicted you as this, really religious person. So I see that you're really religious, but like you were the one that was gung-ho about the abortion. So,
yeah, I'm not really religious at all. After the abortion, I did try to turn to faith more because it did really affect me. But again, everything that he
portrayed you as a super religious girl, and then you in your video as well, you said that I don't know if you said you were religious, but
no, she said she was Christian.
Yeah, he said that I'm this super Christian girl. He did it exactly like that. I was never super Christian. I am Christian. I became more involved with faith after the abortion, but no, I wasn't. And I don't think even after that I was very super Christian.
Question to the chat. What do y'all believe is the reason why she decided to become even more active in her faith after the abortion? Let me know in the chat, and I'm going to give y'all the answer to it in a few seconds. Once again, what do y'all believe is the true reason to why she decided to be more involved in her faith after the abortion?
At all. Everything he was saying.
So throughout your dealings with Abba, you weren't some super Christian girl. Because if that's the case, it makes you look crazy being the one that, like, you know, suggested abortion initially. That shit made no sense to me, right? But
yeah, and this is what I wanted to point out. In the stream, he does a lot of exaggerating. He exaggerated that I was like super Christian, and then he exaggerated about me contacting people, which he has no proof of. And then he exaggerated on, you know, I think so far that's all we've talked about. But
why would he say you're so super Christian though? What was it about you that he would?
The only thing I can say about that is he will just use anything about you to hurt you. So he knows I'm a Christian, so he's gonna be like, oh, like you're super Christian. Like he's petty like that. I don't think he can prove that I was super Christian at all, or like I don't think there's anything on my.
You go to church every Sunday?
I'm sorry?
You go to church every Sunday?
Right now I probably attend church like every other Sunday, but I don't go every Sunday.
Well, how often were you going when you was with him?
I wasn't going at all with him. I went a few times after the abortion, but I never went to church when I was with him.
All right, so let me give y'all the answer to this question. Now, the reason why she increased going to church now versus in the past is because of this. She believes that she literally had taken a life, okay, when she had an abortion. Her faith, her Christian faith, also agrees with this premises that she had taken a life. In the Bible, in Exodus chapter 120, it talks about the 10 Commandments, all right? The basic 10 Commandments in Christian. We're not going to go into extreme details about that. I'm not going to debate with y'all talking about that is more than just 10 Commandments, because I already know that. But we're just sticking to this premise of this, okay? In that Christian faith, it's the 10 Commandments. Within it, it says, thou shalt not kill. She believed that she had taken a life unjustifiably. Which is interesting, right? Is because according to her mindset, when this whole situation was going on, she believed that this was justified. And her justification is what she was sharing with us earlier, because she felt like that Abba was a narcissist, and she felt like that Abba was playing video games all the time, and she felt like that Abba didn't care about her, so there was a justification for her to kill this baby. And another part of the Christian faith is that they believe that when you take a person's life unjustifiably, right, that is a premises for you to not enter into the kingdom of God. That is a premises for you not to go to heaven. In fact, that is a premise for you to go to hell. That's the reason why she started going to church more. Want to know how I know? It's because when I was in ministry, and when I was talking to various old women who went through the same exact scenario, right? The very first thing that they said to me every single time was what I just told you. Am I going to go to hell? Will God still love me because I had taken a life? Am I going to go to hell? That's why she's saying that. That's why it increased.
All right.
Yeah, I was not a super Christian at all.
And by the way, there's no such thing as a super Christian.
Blackmail. He says that over and over and over again. To me, it seems like that's really his sole reason for, talking to you the way he's talking to you, the harassment and the blackmail. You trying to...
Hell, real quick, to be honest with you, really not such thing as Christianity, technically speaking. But that's neither here nor there.
You're trying to blackmail me.
Yeah.
How were you trying to blackmail him? From what I saw, you it looked like you had a message loaded up to send to Myron to show how Abba really is. Right. That's what I know. But explain all.
Yeah, and then And then in his messages and in his stream, he just said I kept on trying to blackmail him. He has no other proof I was trying to blackmail him other than that night.
Lionel, it's grieve the Holy Ghost,
well,
man.
Still,
I
still
break the
tried to
Holy
blackmail
Ghost.
him.
Grieve it.
The only thing that I can say about that is I'm in my first trimester. Your first trimester is actually the worst trimester hormonally. And, you know, we were going through this back and forth. I was going through this back and forth, and I was just trying to make the right decision for everything. And I was going through a lot, and we were going through a lot. And I was also dealing with the way Abba is. And I decided to react to him because of how he always acts. So to me, I was like fighting back.
What was that in response to specifically? Like, why?
He blocked me. He blocked me.
He blocks you all the time. Why was it that block that sent you?
Because I was pregnant. And I'm like, so I'm pregnant, but he also does it all the time, as you can see in my example. So he does it all the time. And then I'm like, not again. He's doing it again during the pregnancy. And I understand
was that the first time he blocked you while you were pregnant?
No, we had a few fights and he's blocked me.
So every time y'all fought, he blocked you pretty much?
He will block you for anything. He will block you, yeah.
But like, I guess I don't want to put words in your mouth, but from what it sounds to me is like you're in this, you know, dire situation because you're pregnant. You're trying to make like a, you know, a life altering decision, and you need to speak to him, you know, to, you know, get his perspective on things, because, you know, he's half of the baby or whatnot, but he blocked you, so it prevents you from reaching out to him.
Yeah, exactly. And then I do what I do, and in my head at the time I'm thinking like I'm not really going to blackmail him, but it's just to get his attention. But there's a reason why I never left that out, is because I felt like, to be honest, I didn't feel like it was that bad because I knew at the time I wasn't going to do it, and I never did. But another question that people have is like, you weren't going to do it at the time, but then why are you coming out now and doing all this? And the truth is that there was a buildup with Abba that I was experiencing of this constant treatment that I've tried to explain to you before, like the treatment that was in the video, and our last interaction. And so the reason why I'm coming out with it now is because the treatment was probably that bad. And that's all I can say, and be honest, is like I needed to tell my truth this time. And how he just doesn't know how to respond in the way he portrays or the way he preaches or everything that he preaches online.
So you're calling out the hypocrisy.
There is hypocrisy there, yeah. But yeah, there was hypocrisy there, and that's eventually, well, there is hypocrisy there, but that's not the main reason why I did it. Obviously, that's included with what I experienced with him. Ultimately, I felt very wronged. But yeah, that was the reason why I ended up coming out with it in the first place. And then the blackmail that blackmail moment was the only time I tried to blackmail him. He says here that I'm doing all this, like,
he made it seem like you were blackmailing him or trying to, you know, the whole time or for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah. And again, he has not proven any of this, but his exaggeration with all of it, I can't defend myself. The only thing I'm asking him to do is please provide that evidence. Prove the blackmail, prove the harassment, prove, you know, that I was like this super Christian girl, prove everything that he's saying. The only thing that he was able to bring up was the phone call that he had, which was me like apologizing and being remorseful and sorry.
Apologizing about what though?
So the way that phone call had happened was
And by the way, y'all, she have not answered any one of Stevie's question. She just keep going around in circles and circles and circles and creating this own personal narrative. And I believe Stevie, he knows that she's doing this to him. And instead of him being a great interviewer and just really probe these questions, he just immediately just give up on it. He like, well, whatever. Let's just go to the next one because we're not getting nowhere. He ended up immediately losing patience. Okay. And to be honest with you, that's a red flag. That's a red flag because they let me know that there are situations where Stevie is hyper emotional, where Stevie is not as stoic as he portrayed himself to be.
First phone call after the 4 weeks we didn't talk. And so after the 4 weeks we didn't talk, I was actually really in a dark place because I had the abortion of the week before. And I also did want to talk to Abba because he just ghosted me for 4 weeks, and I'm like wondering, what's going on his head. And I also feel remorse, and I also still did love him, even if I saw those incompatibilities. So when I talked to him, I knew how much I hurt him for breaking up when I broke up with him. So when I came to him, I was just like,
wait a minute, no. He wasn't hurt because you broke up with him. He was more so hurt because you didn't want to keep this baby. That's ultimately where it boils down to. The breaking up part, it was like, at this point, he just didn't care because he felt numb. And once again, I believe that y'all wasn't even in a relationship to begin with in the first place. Y'all just had a situationship.
From the bottom of my heart, I know what we dealt with was something really difficult, and I'm actually apologizing. I didn't handle it right, and I was just trying to let him know that I was sorry. I was saying a lot of things that I felt. So, but he used that very vulnerable moment of me, being very emotional, not speaking to him for 4 weeks, and I was just kind of pouring my heart out to him. And he made it sound like it was just another day where I'm like, oh no, I'm wrong for everything. And I'm sorry for being wrong and choosing what I did. But it was during a very vulnerable moment of not speaking to him for a long time.
Abba said in the stream that you used suicide against him. He said that you threatened to delete yourself because he threatened to break up with you.
Yeah, this was another thing that he totally misconstrued on his stream. So I have never tried to commit suicide because he broke up with me. The only time it ever got that far was because he would say something like, go kill the baby, or you killed the baby. Like, fuck you, you killed the baby. And I do want to add this in there. Before meeting him, my sister got very sick, and I had to go visit her and take care of her. She actually almost passed away. She actually cannot walk anymore. And after that visit, I had this certain view on life where I'm like, why are we even here? What's the meaning of life and stuff like that. I did feel that way, if I'm being honest. And then I met Abba a couple weeks later. And when I met Abba a couple weeks later, I actually wasn't ready to date him at the time because I was feeling this way. Eventually, we just ended up meeting and then we started dating. So he knew my mental health and the way I viewed life was already in that place, but it got worse after the abortion and during that time of when I got pregnant. And so every time I would even take it there, it was because of what he said about the baby. It was never about him.
How often did you bring up
It was 3 times. It was 3 times. And I know that doesn't look right, but I'm just being honest. Mental health is honestly a real thing. And you can say I'm crazy or I'm bipolar, but that's what the truth is.
What was the context? What were the terms? Because he made it seem like you were threatening to do it because he didn't want to be with you. Right. That's what he did in that stream, right?
Yeah. And he didn't even pull that up. The reason why I did it, I have can I pull this up?
Yeah, show us the
So
thread.
I have the screenshots here of the moments where I even take it to that level, or I start thinking about it. So
because y'all know I'm gonna have something to say about this as well too, but I'm trying to let her finish her point. Oh, I paused it right at the perfect moment too. So let's see. I have no idea how to put an end to this. I don't understand why you're going to such great lengths to undermine me. Damn, undermine me. Shit. That's some narcissistic terms right there. Undermine. It tell folks bad things and then want to co-parent. I was capable of the same blackmail tactics, contacting your job, hitting up people close to you, and other nonsense. I'm not. I can't even, and I don't want to do wait a minute. I don't want to. So do you want money? Do you want an apology? What do you want to get your win? Okay, so in other words, he is asking what it is that you want. Since you're talking about this blackmailing thing, you want money, you want an apology, what do you want? So you could go ahead and get your win so you can leave me the hell alone. That's pretty much what he's saying. But since you keep reading unwilling to give a simple answer, I assume this is also part of your plot. Just know all of this makes me more certain of why I would ever be involved with anything related to you. Hopefully not everything about you was a lie and that you're hearing enough to end this nonsense. And then afterwards they had a phone call. Let's continue.
This was actually the text that he showed on his stream. And this is the text thread where he said, where he pointed out that I said, I'm going to kill the baby. But what he didn't put in there was the reason why. So we got in a huge fight. He said, I blocked your email. He blocked me again. And then I say, okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop contacting you. And then he says,
let me read it. I have no idea how to put into this. I don't understand why you're going to such great
Stevie, you late. I already read the shit.
This is the wrong one. I clicked on the wrong one.
I blocked your email. I blocked the new number you're using. Stop contacting me. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop contacting you. Sorry for everything. I get it. Good. Do what you got to do and kill the child. Bye.
Yeah.
What was this in response to?
Huh.
This was our response to fighting the night before about him coming to visit me. And we were just fighting. And it was just one of our regular fights. And so he blocked me. And it was talking about the abortion and everything like that. And so he said,
yeah, Albert didn't show this part. He most definitely cut this part out. Because remember I was telling y'all that last night that it looked like it had more context behind this. All right. Because it didn't make sense for her saying that in that particular thread the way that she said it. All right.
Good. Do what you got to do and kill the child. And he already saw how conflicted I was. And so then I go into a spiral of like, this is so embarrassing to show, but I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like life is not really worth living. And then he shows that like I've taken pills. I have these pills I took from my sister. Again, I don't look good, but all I can say is that this is a human response of what I was going through. And he knew that I was going through this mental health stuff. But again, he will say anything to make you.
No. This is not a human response of what humans go through. This is a mental issue that you are going through because you're already confirmed and said that before meeting Albert, you was already at an unstable mental state within your life where you was feeling that you was feeling the pressures of life. You was feeling what was the whole point of you living and all these different things there. Then lo and behold, for some whatever crazy reason, you was there at this right moment at the right time to meet Albert. And here we go. Here we are. Now, here's another thing too, and this goes. Y'all see how all this comes back into play about stuff that I teach over here, right? This goes all the way into what I'm gonna say now. What I'm gonna say. This is all the way go back to the vetting process. And that vetting process, I normally get on the men about this vetting process, but in this situation, I'm going to get on not only Abba, but I'm going to get on her as well too. She already knew that she was not at a state to be in any type of relationship whatsoever. So by knowing that, why in the hell did you entertain this? Why did you entertain Abba? Why did you entertain talking to this dude, knowing good and well you was at this mental state? I believe the reason why is because she recognized who Abba was in that moment. Or whoever was with her recognized who Abba was in that moment. Oh, girl, he is a very famous YouTuber. He's with Abba and Preach. He got monies. And so she has seen Abba as this light at the end of the tunnel. She was dealing with situations after situation after situation in her life, maybe praying to God as well too, asking why, I'm not promoting my song, Lionel, but she was probably asking God why and all these different things there, right? And finally, this moment happens and it gave her an answer. She's seeing this as an answer of hope. Maybe this dude would give me hope. Maybe this dude would give me purpose. Maybe this is a divine moment from God. But I don't know, because this kind of seemed like God trolling the hell out of you. I'm just saying. Shout out to everybody who's in the video right now. We are reacting to Stevie Knight. Stevie Knight is currently doing an interview with Libby. Okay. I don't know why. Yeah. Stevie Knight is currently doing an interview with Libby right now, and she's telling us her perspective about what was going on. All right. Now, we did a reaction to the show last night, and this pretty much is a continuation of this. Okay. So those of y'all join in, make sure you hit the one thumbs up to support the channel. All right. And let's continue.
To just hurt you. And then I even say here, and then I'm killing the child too. You're right. So I'm just responding and like mocking what he's saying, like, oh, well, yeah, I'm killing the child too, right? And then we're talking some more. And then he, in the stream, he goes straight to, oh, you'll see this again. I'm going to do what I have to do and kill the baby, LOL. So I'm mocking him.
He showed that's what he posted in that stream.
He didn't post this in his stream. I'm showing you that I'm continually.
I just remember that he.
Yeah. So like I'm reading this. I'm not pausing, but I'm reading the whole thing and stuff, right? As she's showing it, and yes, this dude Abba is literally provoking her for real. He literally is provoking this conversation. He literally is poking the bear in this situation. Knowing good and well that he's up here smashing a woman who has this mental state. That is some cold stuff right there for real. That is cold.
Text.
Oh yeah. Right here. This is where it is. It's here. I'm going to kill the baby, LOL. And it's because I'm reiterating what he's saying. And so he told me that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna kill the baby, right? Like you are. I'm just mocking what you're saying to me because that's such a harsh thing to say.
I can't relate to it, but I can understand the perspective. But regardless of how I feel about it or how anybody feels about it, it all got initiated from him introducing the whole concept of go kill the baby.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, I understand how this makes me look. The relationship looks toxic. Me feeling this way makes me look a certain way. All I can say is this is a real mental health thing. But Abba said it was because he was trying to break up with me. Oh, he also said that I said, I'm going to kill the baby out of nowhere. It was all because he said it first, which was good. Do what you got to do. Go kill the child. And then that's when I kind of spiraled. And then I also
going through a whole little episode.
Yeah, and then I also have this other thing too. I'll show you another example of, there was only 3 times I ever did it or ever, talked about it. But even like as I'm talking to you now, do you kind of understand me now? Like, do you see where I'm coming from? Like, is it making sense?
I see where you're coming from. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's a toxic ass relationship.
It's just, at the end of the day,
super toxic ass relationship, man. But the glaring issue.
No, Stevie. No. That's also bullshit, bro.
That's bullshit.
No. This relationship is not toxic at all. It really ain't. It is not toxic. Is it petty as hell? Yes, it is. Is it immature? Yes. But it isn't toxic. It isn't toxic at all. Once again, they simply had a situationship. It wasn't a real relationship. They only had a situationship where they were sitting up here smashing each other, literally.
At least is that Abba is not at all who he portrays himself to be, right? There's plenty of fucking men out here that move this way, but the way Abba portrays himself online is not this way. He's totally against this way. He calls motherfuckers out that move this way. And matter of fact, he's worse than
I'm with you on that line
that I've seen personally that have been called out by the way he's moving with his, pregnant girl, ex-girl, whatever you want to call it, man. Because I feel a way about it because I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? Like prior to outside of my issues with Abba, that phone call got to me because I couldn't imagine, letting my children walk around this earth and not knowing who I am or, not having my influence on them because of my hatred for the mother of the child. That's evil. That shit don't make no fucking sense because the children are innocent. And there's plenty of fucking fathers out here that, deal with crazy baby mothers, crazy women for the sake of their children. And for any man to come out here and say, fuck the child because fuck you, condemn the child because of how they see a mother is psychotic to me.
Well, once again, Stevie, you're not understanding the context behind this. She already had said that she was going to abort the baby and kept being complacent about it. And then, yes, let's keep it real too. She was also being manipulative. She was being manipulative to this dude, saying that I'm going to abort the baby. No, I'm not going to abort the baby. Then whenever they get into an argument, whatever, she used this as a weapon against this dude because she knew by her saying that it's going to hurt this dude. Same as that thing what Abba was doing. That's why he was saying certain things, weaponizing it and stuff, right? Because he knew it was going to hurt her. So in this particular situation, if Abba truly wanted to keep this child there, his reaction behind this is truthfully justifiable. I'm just saying. That don't make him be a bad dude and nothing like that, especially when he came to the point where he just said forget it altogether. It's justifiable.
Yeah, but again, everyone just saw the narrative that he painted, which he lied about all of it.
Even his narrative is relevant to me because to me that's the bare bones of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like y'all's dynamic, y'all's inner workings of it is irrelevant to that point because he chose to be with you, he chose to smash, he chose to ejaculate in you. He participated in that, and a life was forming because of it. So regardless of what the fuck was going on, that's his responsibility, right? I mean, and had that baby.
No. That's also bullshit, bro. You start to sound like a blue pill content creator now.
That's bullshit.
No, you sound like a goddamn blue pill content creator. Now, this the stupid shit that these blue pill Negroes be saying. No, it's not solely his responsibility. It's both of their responsibility because they both participated in this. They both did that. So you can't have the goose without the gander. Without the egg, the sperm don't have nowhere to go. It's both of their responsibility. It's both of their faults, period. So don't be sitting up here trying to simp over this woman just because you have a certain disdain for this dude. Nah, bro. Nope.
And you're going to disown the baby, condemn the baby because of you. Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to say because of the back and forth, but ethically, I know I was complicated and I know I was being frustrating, but at the end of the day, what matters and what does he have to do now? He has to step up and be the father, or he has to not just totally relinquish his duties as a father. But yeah, if it's not his way, he'll not have
a child.
Yeah. What do you see right now, Stevie?
I blocked your email. I blocked a new number.
Oh, no. What do you see right now on the screen?
Yeah, that's what I see. I see the message thread, the one you've been had up here.
Oh, okay. So this is another example. Again, it doesn't make me look good. I know how it looks, but we're talking here. But if I mention it, it's cool. Thank you for this weekend. Fuck you. You killed our child. I deserved it. I get to bring it up. Thank you. I'm going to self-harm now. But he says that I break up with him. He says that I go to this point because he's breaking up with me. It's only because he says stuff like, fuck you, you killed our child, or go ahead, kill our child. Again, doesn't make any...
Nah. In that particular thread, you provoked it, that one. Because you literally sit up here being funny with this dude. You sit up here being sarcastic as hell with this dude. And so at this point, the dude don't want to have nothing to do with you. And you texting that? Y'all childish for real, man.
Provoke you.
Yeah. And he just totally lied about that. And he just made it seem like And
when she said that harm myself, she's being sarcastic.
I'm going to kill myself because he's breaking up with me, which is not true at all.
In that stream, he conveys it as if he believes you took your life and he's reaching out to everybody and their mama.
So that dude, I don't know why people kept saying that he got the title of King of Receipts. That dude never had no title of King of Receipts for as what I done seen. Like where and when?
Go find you. Right.
Because I'm at that point, but because he says stuff like that. And people can say like, well, why would you take it there? This topic wasn't an easy thing, or this whole situation wasn't an easy thing. It was actually a very hard situation. And he knew how much it would wound me to talk about it, or he knew how much it would wound me to poke fun at it or mention it, especially when we're fighting. And that was the only time that I ever took it there, was when he would talk about the baby. And he has no proof of any other times I would take it there other than him talking about the baby. The baby was really important.
The baby fucked you up.
It did. It was really messed up. And again, your first trimester is your worst trimester hormonally, how you feel, your body. And then I am debilitated by these choices. I'm trying to do the right thing. And it doesn't look good, but that's what the truth is. But it was because he would always bring up the baby.
I would say you cheated on him from this Instagram profile that you secretly made that you didn't want to share with him, and you said you was talking to, I don't know, did he say he was talking to dudes or just like liking everybody's comments? I don't know, but you said you was cheating on him after the fact though, right?
Yeah.
No. He found the Instagram that you had started while y'all was together, and after y'all broke up, he came across it and found it like you was, more suggestive or whatever, posting more suggestive pictures. I mean, I saw the profile. Personally, there wasn't nothing there, but I think he said that you was like commenting on everybody's messages or liking everybody's messages or whatnot. He tried to paint you as a hoe.
Yeah. So I'm going to start at the beginning of that story. I started that Instagram on January 31st. It was like a week and a half after the abortion. I didn't have many friends or family in the Bay Area, and I was trying to distract myself, and I was trying to just like figure out ways to film.
Now, respectfully, when we had reacted to that last week, right, all of us came to the consensus of saying that Abba was full of shit on that. Because he was trying to show all these receipts to my, look how the way she was dressing. And we was looking like, okay, what's the problem? Because on her IG and all the stuff there, she wasn't behaving like a normal IG model. She was just showing pictures every now and then, probably show a little skin every now and then, whatever. And it just is what it is. And then he started talking about, look, there's another secret page. Here's a secret page. He showed the secret page, and of course, it showed her at certain places, right, where, she's probably at an event or she's probably at the beach or whatever and stuff, right? She's wearing, bikinis or whatever. But even when he said that, we knew he was full of shit because it wasn't nothing to see. She wasn't doing nothing provocative like them IG thoughts be doing, them IG birds be doing, where they literally be trying to thirst trap. So yeah, we called them on that bullshit. So
time, and I was a lot, and I was in a lot of pain.
You was what a lot?
Grieving. I was grieving a lot. I was going through it, and I decided to make an Instagram. And some people choose drugs or they decide to like sleep with a bunch of people. I chose to just get into an Instagram and see what I can do with that. And I wanted to post my archery stuff. I wanted to do training and everything like that. I started talking to Abba February 4th when he reached out to me. And then shortly after that.
You said talking to Abba, this is like y'all reconnecting after y'all fell out.
Yeah, we had reconnected, and then we were talking again. We were trying to see if anything could even be resolved in the first place, but we were trying to get closure. We were trying to figure out, we were trying to get answers out of each other with what exactly happened regarding the abortion. It was just trying to figure stuff out.
This is some bullshit.
What do you think he had to say during this period? What would he say during that time? What do you think what do you think he would say that y'all was doing during that time?
To him, he says that we were like fully together. And to me, I'm just going to give him that. I'm just going to say we were acting, we were still acting couple-ish. We were saying like, I love you, good night. We were still trying to see each other, but
really?
it was still a very rocky time. And nothing was sorry.
Were y'all exclusive? Y'all were together? Or y'all just reconnected?
Situationship?
To me, I thought we were reconnecting. To him, how he reacted regarding the Instagram, we were actually together. So I'm just going to say we were together. If we're just, I'm just going to say that.
I could have been, if based on what you're saying, if I'm Abba in that situation, whether we're connected or we're together, I found out about this Instagram that you're entertaining other dudes, I might have issues.
Not that's his wife.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I thought we were so rocky during that time, and I didn't want to be committed at that time because of what he did. So I was still very hesitant to be in the relationship, but relationships are complicated. You're still going to want each other again.
No, it's not a relationship. It was a sexual situationship, and that situationship ended when she had that abortion because now she's no longer physically attracted to that dude. but he is still in love with her. But in reality, he really wasn't in love with her. He was in love with her coochie. Or I'll dare to say this. He was in love with getting pegged by her. Let's just keep it real. But he was in love because he was getting pegged by her. He loved that.
It's like this trauma bond there, and we were communicating, and that's exactly what had happened, and that was the status we were in. And so I did talk to him a few times about the Instagram, and I did tell him it was about archery, but I did hide it from everybody. I didn't show my friends or my family.
Why?
There were probably like two. Because I was trying out new things, and it was a little out of character in the way where like sometimes you have to talk into the camera. I didn't really want to post, like, I don't usually post like gym stuff on my normal account.
You were trying something new, and you didn't want people that know you judging you based off the new shit you was doing.
Yeah, and I didn't know how it was going to go. And that's all I can say is like a lot of people who start new accounts and are experimenting with it, they just like block everybody.
When I heard him say you was hiding it, and the way he portrayed it was like he was doing some whole shit on there, like, you know, posting thirst traps, and you didn't want him to see. But I seen the Instagram account. There's nothing on there, even with the way he was like describing it and shit. Like you, maybe
yeah,
it was counter of what he thought of you, but you know, in a vacuum, it wasn't shit on that fucking Instagram. But in regards to you, you know, entertaining dudes or liking comments or whatever, what's up with that?
Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to pull it up. I think it's important that people see this, actually. Let me find it. Did I tell you?
We did already determine this as well, too, Stevie. This is really not a good segment for you, bro, at all. I ain't lying. This is really not, because we already determined this. We already determined that it doesn't matter on if she going around liking other people pictures and different things like that, or liking comments. And who cares about that? That doesn't matter.
Called me after and before the stream.
His stream?
Yeah.
But did you talk to him?
I did, actually. First,
before
he said,
and after?
Mm-hmm. I texted him before, and he texted me, and he was like, "Are you sure you want to go through with this?" He's like, "I would hate for it to continue." And then I was like, I didn't respond to that. I said something like, I wouldn't have ever done this unless I wouldn't have ever done this. But our last interaction was pretty fucked up, and I was tired of being treated this way. And then he's like, he called me, and then I didn't answer. And then he called me after the stream, and I actually answered the phone, and he was recording the phone call, but he was acting crazy. And when I answered the phone, I was actually like, what the heck? And I just got nervous, and I like started, like, I smiled and I like laughed a little bit. It was just me being nervous. And or I was just like this. I was like smiling like this, like, I can't believe I'm talking to you, like, after we're going through this. And he recorded that, and I think he might use that. But he's like, you're laughing after this. He's like, you're laughing after you just made an expose around me. And I was like, Abba, you know, it's not like that. I was like, I just didn't know how to react. I haven't seen you, and we're like, why are you calling me after all this? So it was just like a weird moment. And then he was like, you're sick and you're disgusting. But again, that's how he talks. Yeah. So, but I'm like, I know how to respond. But it's so silly that sorry, let me find this. Text rather than find you. I have to scroll up. 2K might help. I have to find this.
So I agree. I agree. He'd be a fool to do another reaction video because
Okay, right here. What was the last thing we were talking about, Stevie? What was the last thing? Why was I commenting on stuff, right?
Yeah.
So what he saw was me hearting every single.
Hey, y'all, low key, even Stevie is getting frustrated with this chick for real, man. That dude, that was like, shit. God damn! I could tell just by his mannerism. He's like,
comment, because when I was trying to build the page and just like get some traction, I was like looking on ChatGPT, like what's the best way to get engagement? And it said respond to all the comments. And so there's just 100 comments and I'm responding hearts or thank yous or like, ha.
Bro, you said it right, Lionel. Man, say, look, imagine if you was in an actual relationship for real with her, bro. You was in a literal relationship with this woman and she's doing all this. She's talking the way that she's talking. She over exaggerates stuff. She overemphasizes things as well too, man. You just want a simple yes or no answer, and she go all the way around the block, man. Buddy was sit up here asking her, hey, what do you want to eat for dinner? And she'll sit up here and name every goddamn thing on DoorDash other than what she want for dinner, man. Man, I knew that had to be tiring as hell.
To all of them. And I think that's different than, I feel like it would be more like cheating if I was responding to like one guy or like one hot guy in the comments, but it's all of them. I'm responding to all of the comments. And this is what I sent him. I sent him this. So this was the actual screenshot I sent him. It says first 0 to 30 minutes, critical window. Reply to every comment.
This is an actual ChatGPT thread.
Yeah, and I showed him.
So hold on. So you sent this to bro, and then he goes on stream and says that you're entertaining dudes after you've telling him why you're doing what you're doing on Instagram.
Yeah, so this is our actual text thread where he's like calling me all these horrible things, and then I'm like trying to show him proof, right? So he keeps sending me the same picture of me hearting comments. It's the same picture, him talking a lot of smack or like.
She must have realized that Pukisha is a liberal. She must have realized that because ChatGPT / Pukisha, she is a straight liberal. She's a liberal feminist. So you have to know how to talk to Pukisha. Now, I use Pukisha for certain situations, but even by me using her, I got to talk to her a certain way. Because if you don't talk to her a certain way, then she's going to gaslight the hell out of you. She's going to sit up here and hallucinate and say all kind of crazy stuff. If you're not aware of it, if you're not experienced with it. Hell, I done dealt with it. Lina done dealt with it as well, too. We done went back and forth using Pukisha versus Gemini.
Just belittling me. And then I'm like, Abba, I tried to explain this to him multiple times in the chat, and then I finally sent him this. And it says, reply to every comment immediately. And then he's like, if chat.
Oh, by the way, those of y'all who tuning in and y'all trying to figure out what I'm talking about, I want to challenge y'all on this, okay? I want to challenge y'all on this. Go on ChatGPT and have an actual conversation with ChatGPT. And you understand where I'm coming from on this. Because ChatGPT, OpenAI, as they call it, right? It is built on a liberal foundation. It is so liberal that when it starts to hallucinate or when it starts to mimic human behavior, right, it mimics a woman who is a feminist. Like, no lie. But I challenge y'all to go on there one day. Go on to ChatGPT and have a conversation with ChatGPT, and I guarantee you'll come back and say, man, Urban ain't lying about that. Because this is what it is. ChatGPT is an actual feminist for real.
To talk to other girls to go viral. I wouldn't do that if I'm in a relationship. So yeah.
No, but hold on. That's just unreasonable. I'm putting myself on Abba's shoes.
Oh, Larry, what's up with it, man?
You know what I mean? And if pretty much you treating this account like a hobby business account, you want to blow it up or whatever, right? I don't know, to get your grind off things or whatnot.
And I agree with your
comment, I'm just trying
bro.
to see what I can do with it.
Yeah. So if I see the profile, if I see the account and what you got going on there, there's no thirst traps. There's no thirst traps.
Everyone was saying that it's pretty.
There's no thirst traps. It's just you trying to get engagement to blow the account up, right?
Yeah, and I did intentionally try to not make it too out of character. It was a little out of character for what Abba saw, and I think that's why it triggered Abba so much. And that's why
regardless, that's stupid. That's
okay.
Stupid. That's stupid. He's just I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck to call that, man, because you showed him pretty much what it was. And it's like you're not giving any, I don't know. I didn't get to see the comments to those posts, but it's like you're not giving any personal comment. You just liking shit. You're just hearting shit, right?
Yeah, look, this is exactly what he sends me, heart. Like, I'm just responding hearts to everything. And again, I was during the month of February and like trying to get my mind off things and everything. And I also sent him this. I because he was like, oh, you're just trying to be an IG baddie, or like you're an IG slut now. And this interaction here was actually my last straw, because he ends up calling me a bunch of things. Like, I'll just pull it up. I wanted to pull it up. Look what he sends me. He says, your new IG ended up on my For You page. To be honest, seeing it was pretty surprising. I understand why you hid it from me. I never hid it from him. I just never.
I can't believe that this dude wrote a full essay talking about this, and you could tell just by this alone that this dude is hyper emotional over some crazy stuff, bro. Cause once again, y'all were broken up. It don't even matter, bro. Y'all broken up. Y'all not in a relationship. You're in a sexual situationship. It's not your wife. So why are you even worrying about this? And to top it off, her stuff is way less serious versus some more severe stuff that I done seen. I'm just saying.
Anybody. You weren't honest about what it was, considering the comments you made about who I followed. I only asked him to follow one girl. It was not that Dominican girl. It was an Asian girl.
You asked him not to follow one girl?
Yeah, it was just one girl, and it was an Asian girl that was like twerking, but he made it sound like I was so jealous. I wasn't. He was lying about like a lot of stuff. And then he was also talking about how I followed a bunch of guys on my profile. He said Facebook, but I think he meant to say Instagram. I follow like 260 people on my Instagram. I haven't been on my Facebook. I've been on there to like sell things, but everyone that I follow, the 260 people I follow are people that I actually know.
Yeah.
And they're like friends from high school and everything like that. But I just want to show you, he's like, maybe Preach was right and the abortion never happened, which I showed you proof of. Maybe you were never pregnant either. I don't know. He knew I was pregnant. I showed him that proof also. I really dated a vile person this whole time.
Vile person because of what? Because of the Instagram account?
Because of the Instagram. Yeah. I woke up to all of these messages. And if you can see here, he's just responding to, it's all the hearts. He's just pictures of all the hearts.
You're just jealous over the attention you're getting on Instagram.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say that I think he was just shocked by seeing his ex-girlfriend and being like, oh, she's acting out of character a little bit. We're after the breakup. And the page actually ends up doing well. I didn't expect that to go well. And honestly, I'm not even showing a lot for it to even go that well. So I think it just like, honestly, if we're caught.
Well, wait a minute, hold up. I see something right here. Hold up. In all my posts while we were together after, I never once did this. Damn, you really played me, but TBH, I made it easy for you. Well played. I don't know if that kid ever existed. I don't know if it was mine. If it did, I just thank the Lord we aren't co-parents because you are a demon. If you feel bad, feel free to resend me every penny I spent on your whoring self. There is another 9,674 left in US dollars, but we already know the kind of person you are. You won't, but I feel a little less stupid if I hadn't spent money investing to see everybody's girl. You know what? I won't do this thing where you call me. If you want to talk, send me my money back. So what money did he send to her? What money did he send to her? What is he talking about? Unless this is going on to what I was telling y'all earlier, that she had the abortion and she was blackmailing him, saying that she wanted him to pay for it. If he don't pay for it, then she's going to expose him.
He was just like being, and I think he got in his feelings a little bit. If you feel bad, feel free to send me every penny I ever spent on your whoring self. There's another 10,000, almost 10,000. And then I'm like, I'll send it back to you. I don't know if I mentioned this also. It was never about money. Did I mention this already? When we departed, or when we said our final goodbye, I actually sent him another $2,000 just to say thank you. I have an audio of that. Because I just
sent him $2,000.
No, you said that on one of the phone calls. He said, "I'll give you $1,000 to like something." And he said, "You said no, I sent you 2,000." He said, "I'll send you 3,000." I think he said he was gonna send you money for you to leave him alone or some shit.
But I actually sent him another $2,000 when we broke up, just to say thank you for like paying for all the flights and everything like that. I have the audio for that if you think that's important. I don't know if you think that's important, but Abba, when I made the page, I was in the worst place. I haven't slept, so sorry about that.
That's all good. I don't gotta explain that.
Okay. You had me blocked and I was alone. I respond to the comments because that's what chat said to do in the algorithm. I was being experimental. I was playing the game, and I meant it like when it was all a cope. Like I was coping the abortion, the breakup, and this is what I do. Still lying. Just send the money. And
hold on. Let me read this. Still go back up there. Still lying. Just send the money. Go back. Still lying, just send the money. You'll always have anxiety and panic attacks because you're lying to yourself at this point. But deep down, you know. So just send the money. It'll help you feel a bit better, and I'll think a little better of you. I'm gonna go back to blocking you until I see money in my PayPal. We'll leave it that way. I don't feel like reading a million more lies from a cheating attention whore. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and I honestly, I
love you. I love you. I still do to this day. I think about you. One thing I realized though was that you will always laugh and feel like I deserve this kind of pain. So many instances I have just begged you to not block me or believe me, and I look so pathetic. I love you and I always will. I have to believe you enjoy seeing me like this.
Yeah.
I can't keep punishing myself anymore. I can't keep hearing you talk to me this way. I can't not have respect for myself anymore because I always really did care about you. And I know you know that. I have to get myself out of this mindset.
And yes, to answer that question, yes, Abba was the one who kept blocking her and unblocking her throughout this whole entire saga. So yes, it doesn't look good for Abba at all, period. It really don't. Because if he was truly done with her, then he would have blocked her and left her blocked. But he wasn't doing that. And plus, as an added bonus, when we reacted to Abba's live stream, he didn't mention to his chat that he kept blocking and unblocking her. He only mentioned to the chat that he kept blocking all her accounts and left it at that. Remember?
Yeah, and then he says, "Okay, cheater." And then I also sent him this where this is not. I just wanted to say, to send him this to show him that like I'm not interested in anybody else, this football player does DM me, and I'm sending this to my friend who actually likes this football player. And
hold on,
he
so
says,
this is a football player that messaged you?
Yeah. And then I sent it to
you copied the thread and sent it to your friend?
Yeah, because he likes this football player. So I was like, oh, like, look what happened.
Oh, your friend is gay?
Yeah, he's gay. My bestie, Chris.
Oh, so okay, I got you. Bro hopped in the DMs and you sent the shit to your gay friend that likes him. Okay. Niners football player. Ooh, get us out from the hood. LMAO, not interested. I won't date for a while.
And then I sent him this also. I won't date him. I won't date for a while. I really loved ABBA. I'm going to pay reverence to that relationship. I have zero interest to anybody. And this was, I have zero interest in anyone, to be honest. I'm trying to read fast because people have made fun of how slow I talk. So
fuck everybody, bro.
Yeah, I know. But I sent him this, and then I also sent him these two screenshots saying that like I think I'm gonna quit the content stuff. I don't think it's my thing. I don't know if you can read that. It says here, I think I'm gonna quit the content stuff. I don't think it's my thing. The social media thing isn't for me. Haha. I feel indifferent when I post. So I'm just always trying to validate. And then I sent him another screen recording of a girl.
You're sending him all this shit to prove to him that you're not how he's portraying you. And he's fucking spit all this fucking venom at your ass, his vitriol, and you're giving him proof that you're not what he thinks you are.
Yeah, and before this phone call, I am actually a pretty agreeable person, and I don't like conflict. When he sent me all of this stuff, he blocked me. So the first few messages that you saw, he actually blocked me, and then I went to his Facebook, and I felt the need to explain, and I was like, I'm sorry, I know you must feel hurt. And then I was blaming myself. I was like, I'll delete it. And then at one point I was like,
you know what? I was going to say something about this again, asking why she keep pursuing this, right? Why, if he's blocking her, why she keep pursuing this over and over again? Because it make her look like she's crazy. But now that I think about this logically, right, it makes sense. Because ABBA is literally enabling the behavior. How he's doing that is by blocking her one moment and unblocking her the next moment. So he's literally enabling the behavior and over again. So now in her mind, even though we all agree that, yeah, she's batshit crazy, in her mind, she believed that it's acceptable for her to do this at this point. That's where her mind is literally at now.
If you feel like I lied, but that's how I am in our dynamic. And honestly, it isn't. I realize
yes, I
can't be that agreeable, but I didn't want to get him mad. And again, that's like something that I need to work on. But so that's what I'm doing here. I sent him a picture of another girl who started around the time I did. She had a lot of traction. Also, we get in contact with each other, and we're like, I talked to this girl, and she says that she responds to everything too. If you look at her comments, sure.
He don't give a fuck what you say. He already has it made up in his mind of how you are. It doesn't matter what you say.
This is all of our conversations. When I would try to explain something, he's always talking over me. It's just like the phone call. So this was always my interaction with him, big or small. And so this was actually the catalyst to where I'm like, I can't believe he's treating me like this again over this Instagram. And I'm sending him all this proof that it's not, I'm just doing it.
Let me ask you something, man, because we've only went over like the negative shit. For the life of me right now, just speaking to you this long about ABBA and pretty much how he spits on you pretty much metaphorically, like he's holier than thou compared to you. Why would you?
Now, Stevie, them are your words. You believe that he's holier than thou because of what he did to you. All right. And once again, that is some straight beta energy that you're doing, Stevie.
Beta!
It really is. And ain't nowhere in hell that I'm going to be that trigger over a man on YouTube where I just have to spit negative rhetoric on this dude and create a narrative on this dude because I don't like him. Come on now, you know better than that, bro.
Even like the fact you entertaining being with him post the abortion is psychotic to me. But like, what was it there that made you even stick fucking 5 months out?
I always tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Stevie, the reason why they was in a 5-month relationship is because they was smashing each other. That's the reason why. It was a smashing relationship that turned into a situationship. That's the reason why. It isn't. You don't have to try to figure out the quadratic equation on this. It's literally what it is. Bro sitting up here acting like he never been in a situationship before. Like, bro, it just is what it is.
And so I keep saying this, that this was the catalyst that made me want to say something, was because I was always enduring this kind of treatment, big or small.
From day one?
Always, yeah. Of course, the first few months, they're not going to really show this. But after I tried so hard to make sure that things are okay, after experiencing all the stuff I experienced with him, he comes back 3 weeks later and just streams my messages telling me I'm a whore, I'm a slut, and that he wants all of his money back, that I'm pathetic. Everything that you saw, even in here, it's like, it's why your clothes are skin tight and your ass and tits are showing. And I just keep on saying that I'm, like, I don't deserve to be treated like this anymore. And I'm just like standing up for myself. And then he keeps like ha-haing my stuff. And I was like, we weren't together for the month of February. You canceled our flights and like Valentine's Day. Again, I'm going to give it to him. We like say we were together. And so I'm still providing like all this proof that it's a hobby or like it's just something I'm getting into. And he's a content creator. And I feel like he would be able to like understand how like the machine works, like the social media machine works. And he's not listening to anything. He keeps sending me the same picture and he keeps calling me like a cheating whore. And but I find out, oh yeah, he says, yeah, I bet it's not for you entertaining thousands of men, but you did it for 2 months. And I'm like, I deserve better while we're together. This is so interesting because I get a DM this morning on Instagram, and I actually find out that Abba was cheating on me that whole time. And I actually found out that she was pregnant and he blocked her and she had an abortion. And it was the same way. And I do have a recording of it.
Hold on. Somebody called you today?
Yeah, this morning. Today is May 10th, and a girl DM'd me because she was dating Abba. She saw the video and she DM'd me because she was dating him during this time.
You got her on FaceTime with her or what?
Yeah, she called me. She was explaining everything. She said that she felt bad for me, that she went through the exact same thing.
She let you record?
Yeah, I asked her. Yeah, I asked her, and
this is the same girl. This same girl we reacted to last night.
Everything, but she really helped me out. She said that she experienced so many of the same things that I explained with Abba. I have the whole phone call, but I'm gonna show you what I have here.
Okay. Let
me pull that up. Honestly, that was a hard pill to swallow for me, realizing that he was actually physically sleeping with someone January, February, and March, right after he blocked me for the abortion. Right after he blocked me after the breakup.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because that's some shit. This motherfucker give you all this shit. He all this shit calling you a whore, this, that, and the third, because you got a fucking IG account to like, cope, get your mind off shit, and yet bro out here slinging dick and get a bitch pregnant while he with you.
Yeah, she saw the video and she was like,
No, Stevie. That brings me back to what she was saying earlier about that video game thing. Because once again, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So why you not getting on her for having an IG? You say that she having an IG to cope, right? So it's okay for her to have an IG to cope, but it's not okay for this dude to play video games? No, I ain't gonna let you get away with that one, bro. Because, yeah, you tripping on that one for real.
You did the same thing to this girl that you did to me, and you're allowing all of this slander with her. Sorry, I'm taking a second because I'm trying to find how to do this again. So this is the girl that I get in contact with. She says she was also dating Abba, and we call each
other. Of course you know her name, but are we able to know her name or not?
No, so I don't know what you saw. But Stevie, can you also like blur this part out?
Yeah, like, of course. Yeah.
She doesn't want to be okay, so yeah, she contacts me and I literally have this conversation with her this morning. Hey girl, can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I was talking to Abba and it really fucked me up actually.
What happened?
My friend was saying it was like really gaslighting, wasn't it? It was so chopped off. But like she was really sad when I told her that we were talking in March. She was like, apparently you had told her she was a whore for having Instagram in March. But when we
don't know that whole story. You don't know what that's about. So just don't bring that up. You don't know.
January, March, you were still all this time talking to her. That's weird. If I don't want to talk to someone, I just want to come anywhere.
You don't understand the whole context.
Hold on, press pause, Libby. So this is the girl that Abba was dealing with, but she just recorded a conversation with somebody on her phone and she's letting you hear it.
So she contacts me. So she saw the video today. She then emails Abba. She has to email Abba because Abba blocked her off the phone too. She has to email Abba and tell her, what is this video? I can't believe like you're letting her go through all this. Like I experienced the same stuff with you, like something like that. Like she's getting mad at him for me.
Yeah.
And so he calls her actually. And while she's talking to me on this Instagram, we're like, this is what I'm experiencing and I'm experiencing, this is what I'm experiencing. And she's talking about what she's experiencing. Abba calls her because of that email. And so he's trying to explain what's going on. And she tells him like, I'm in contact with your ex and you're making her seem.
Yeah, and we already determined on that part that wasn't a good look on Abba part at all, period.
She's crazy and you're making her seem, you're allowing her to.
I get it. We're reminded because when I'm watching it right here, I don't see her lips moving, speaking back to the phone. It sounds like she's just holding.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, she recorded. So I had to end the phone call. So she recorded the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's not on the phone right now. She recorded the phone. Yeah, and you can tell it's current because she's talking.
No, I get it. I just wanted to make it make sense. I hear Abba on the fucking phone. I mean, so.
Okay, yeah. So she's on the phone because she recorded it that morning.
So you're on a video call with her, and she's letting you hear the conversation she had with Abba.
She just had it. Yeah, she called me back, and she's like, "You need to listen to our conversation."
All right, rewind it and play it again.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Larry. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree, man. Because once again, a lot of things that Stevie is saying and stuff, right? He's saying it only because of what Abba and Preach had did to him. All right, and that's the part I don't agree with him. You shouldn't allow another man to put you in so much of this space where you have that much of a disdain for them, where you see logically that it is truly something wrong with this chick, but you sit up here acting like a simp and a beta and a sucker, all because you don't like your opps or whatever you want to call this dude. That's weird in itself.
Hello. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I was talking to Abba and it really fucked me up actually.
What happened?
My friend was saying it was like really gaslighting, wasn't it? It was so traumatized. But like she was really sad when I told her that we were talking in March. She was like, apparently you had told her that she was a whore for having Instagram in March. But we were having
don't know that whole story. You don't know what that's about. So just don't bring that up. You don't know.
January, March, you were still all the time talking to her. That's weird. If I don't want to talk to someone, I can talk to them anywhere.
You don't understand the whole context.
Now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are tuning in right now, this conversation that's happening between Abba and his ex-girlfriend, right? Not Libby, but this ex who's on the screen right now. We already had reacted to this last night, all right? So that's why I'm not giving a lot of commentary on that. But if you want to catch my reaction to this, after this live stream, you could go back and watch my live stream for last night. All right?
But I just came on YouTube and the first video was like, what happened? And I recognized your face from his like phone gallery and him telling me that he had a really toxic ex. And I listened to the story and it's like, oh, you got an abortion and you were blocked? So I was like, oh, I also got an abortion and I was blocked. So how funny how that just seems to be a pattern. And he doesn't want to apologize for that. Like he doesn't own up to anything. On my birthday, that he loved her. I'm sorry, are you feeling content either? And you said no.
Oh, also, if you go back to the live stream from last night, the audio is way clearer where you can understand everything that they're saying on this recorded phone call, all right? Now, Stevie got this old trash-ass audio right now where you could barely hear it.
I remember it when we were talking. She said to me, this is the first time I feel heard.
Yeah, so that's a clip.
It's hard to hear that towards the end it's all choppy. But you got it all clipped up. Like, where do you have the full conversation recorded?
I have the full conversation recorded, and she's gonna let me post that too.
Okay, all right. Well, make sure you send me the link so then I could. Once you post it, I'll just include it with this so everybody can peep the whole shit because it was kind of hard to hear.
No, honestly, towards the end of the audio, even on my side, because it's like audio over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like electronic over electronic. It was hard to pick up my computer. It was hard to pick up the audio. So
moral of the story, I was a piece of shit.
Yeah. So I find out that he is yelling at me saying I'm a cheater during this time when he literally was.
Had another girl pregnant, or was dealing with a girl that he got pregnant at some point.
And yeah, so that was kind of hurtful to hear, but yeah. And again, the Instagram thing was just like my last straw of this constant treatment and this pattern. And I was like, I have to say something. He is, honestly, he's just not anything he betrays. And then I find out this girl he was totally sleeping with this girl and flying her out while he's calling me a whore for creating an Instagram. Yeah.
Because he thinks you're his girl.
Yeah. And it shows that he's very inconsistent.
No, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's a liar. He's a piece of shit. Right. Yeah. You're out here cheating on you. Another girl's pregnant while he's dealing with you and then going to sit in here and call you a whore. This, that, and the third, while you doing everything under your power, under the sun to convince him that you are not what he thinks you are. But he's,
literally.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call in this space white knighting, okay? This is a classic example of white knighting. Y'all see this type of behavior from men like Steve Harvey. You see this type of behavior from men like Derrick Jackson. Well, they be doing this word ass pandering and white knighting. Yeah, girl, he's wrong, you're right. But don't want to hold the woman accountable at all period. You want to know what's interesting too is that I'm not sure if Stevie is either in a relationship or married. I'm not sure. Do I want to find that out? No, because I really don't care. But the point that I'm making is this. I notice a lot of married men, excluding myself, but I notice a lot of married men, right? They tend to have this white knighting mentality where it pulls them into this blue pill mentality. And then these very men are the same one who eventually end up having an awakening moment and they end up having a red pill rage moment. Every single time.
That's just what you know. He could be doing shit with other. And I ain't gonna put that shit out there. That sound like a fucking hater. But I'm not a hater. I just I call like I see it. I know I was a snake, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how the way he acting, sure.
That's tough, bro. That's a lot, man. That's a lot, especially considering you were pregnant. And at the end of the day, like, both of y'all had y'all's faults throughout the whole situation. I'm not.
Yeah, and Abba did confirm this. He said that they wasn't even in a relationship when he was talking to this woman.
It's a situation. We're
it's like
both
it's a toxic relationship, man. But at the end of the day, Abba's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
and I did feel like I endured a lot. I feel like I took a lot of the beating, to be honest, and he just makes me.
So is she a piece of shit as well too, bro? Or is it just Abba? Because you don't like him. You acting like as my man Larry say, you acting like a straight bitch over another dude, bro.
I'm crazy and narcissistic and like I'm bipolar and
which you
I
are.
know that
you are, by the way.
There are things in there that can make me seem a little off, but
bipolar.
I think you can see how immature and
so is Abba.
How volatile.
I can see it. Hopefully everybody else can see it. I mean, I'm curious to see how they defend this man cheating on you, or not even. I don't. Whatever.
She has he was a cheater.
Yeah.
She gets pregnant, and she's also blocked by him. Yeah, so that's the other reason why she reached out to me. She was like, I can't believe you let another girl go through this.
Yeah. One more question I forgot to get to.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's people out here saying that you reached out to multiple creators trying to paint a narrative about Abba to put your message out there.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, Larry. I know dudes like that too. They call these dudes pickup artists. Okay, they call them pickup artists. But yeah, they are out there and they exist the way that they exist.
Is that true? Yeah, is that true? And then who'd you reach out to?
I did reach out to content creators, but
Shit, you didn't reach out to content creator because you didn't reach out to the lounge. You're reaching out to all these other people. Shoot, you should have came over here. You came over here. I'm pretty sure you've been pissed off by the time you left this show. Cause I'm as y'all can see, I am unbiased. I am very unbiased. Sometimes my unbiasedness be getting me in trouble because people be getting mad at me. Cause they be hoping and praying that I would be on their side throughout the whole entire situation, but I'm not like that at all. If I see bullshit, I'ma call out the bullshit. If you're doing things that work, praise, and admiration, then I'ma give that to you. But at the same time, I'm that type of man that a lot of people will want to have on their team because I am unbiased and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm just saying. But yeah, she should have came over here. She came over here. I'll be unbiased and I'll be real with her and tell her the truth.
Watts TV specifically was trying to make it sound like I was trying to pay him to send or to paint this narrative. I was reaching out to content creators who know about, like, this is your guys' lane. And so I was really asking for an opinion. And so this was the message that I sent Watts, and this is what he's talking about. And this is what I sent the other content creators also.
Who all did you send messages to? You said Watts?
Watts TV. Yeah, we talked. Watts D.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Watts TV. Not sure what happened, but didn't see what you said. What was it? You started a chat with Watts TV.
So this is one of the content creators who was really trying to say that I was trying to pay him to release those videos of ABBA. So this is how it started. Not sure what happened, but didn't see what you said because I wanted to reword my message. I said, hey, I deleted because I keep going back and forth on how much I wanted to share. I did not want to compensate for your time. I did want to compensate for your time if you helped me. I probably need about 1.5 hours of your time. I said something low earlier, but I really need a thoughtful response, and I feel that's worth more. Would 300 be good for about 1.5 to 2 hours of your time to just review some things I have? I'm unsure if I wanted it to go out publicly with what I experienced, or if I even have enough evidence. I was ABBA's ex-girlfriend from ABBA and Preach. And
wait a minute. Is she asking for $300 to do this, or is she saying that she's going to pay Watts TV $300?
Question, why come to me specifically? I'm subscribed to you and I have seen you cover their stuff. I need someone who knows ABBA's personality. Oh, and I'm not asking you to post this or advocate for me. I just need an opinion on the clips that I have. Gotcha. Well, feel free to send me what you have. And then I end up just sending him the videos that I have. I said, sorry, it took me a while to get these. He told me ultimately no. And he only saw the videos and he interpreted it the way everyone did. Without.
I watched both videos. I'm not comfortable talking about this for content. By the way, this is not me invalidating your experience, but I am aware that there are two sides to every story, but I do want to offer some advice. If I were you, I would not post these. I have seen your receipts and people could determine that there is a lot of context that is missing from the text messages that you have shown. For example, he said you cheated and your response was that that's not true. You can't expect people to simply trust your word. People are going to wonder why ABBA made that claim, and I'm not saying that it's true or that it isn't true. I just want to tell you how it may be perceived. That's just one small example. This seemed like a rough breakup, and it seems like you're really hurt, and I get it. However, if you post this, I think it's going to do more harm than good. I don't know if you're prepared for the onslaught that would be headed your way. For your peace, I would generally try to move on unless you're trying to get something else out of revealing all of this. Also, I wouldn't send this to anyone else. I'm assuming I'm not the only one creator that you have sent this to. I appreciate you feeling some level of trust with me when it comes to this info, but I would really take everything that I said into consideration. I mean, it sounds like he's being honest with you.
And then guess what? She responded back. She's saying, hi, yes, thanks for watching. And yes, I didn't expect you to talk about this for content. Then why the hell are you reaching out to him? Because that's what exactly was going to happen, is that he's going to do it for content. I want to ask that I reached out initially for an opinion. Why are you reaching out to him for an opinion about ABBA? What make you think that content creators know ABBA personally when they don't? They don't. You know ABBA more personally than these content creators do. You done literally sleep with the dude and peg him. So, of course you know him more than that. So what more did you want to know about this dude? But let's keep reading. She said, I want to ask that. I reached out initially for an opinion, which you gave me, so thanks for that. I came in knowing people are going to wonder who I am and what ABBA's side was. I thought about everything you mentioned before, even thinking to share this. And I wouldn't go out with these if I knew ABBA would have anything to use to refute. Understand what you're saying, though. There is a third short video regarding the cheating statement that will come full circle. We have broken off completely. I I waited until my emotions settled. I'm grieving the abortion, but I am not hurt about the breakup. I will take everything you said into consideration. Whenever you hear somebody say take things into consideration, they already made up their mind that they are going to do what they're going to do. Because she already made her mind up. That's the whole point why she reaching out to this dude. And then Wax responded to my, I hear you, but yeah, just tread very lightly. But at least Watts had a moral compass behind this, you know what I mean? Where he said, hey, I don't want to use this for content. I don't feel comfortable with doing it, so I'm just not going to do it.
But he
was being honest, he interpreted the way everyone did, and I know.
But he said that you were trying to paint the narrative.
He made multiple videos on this, and he was on Abin Preach's page, and he's in your comments all the time too, saying like basically that I'm wrong and that I tried to pay him to send this out there. And again, this is the same message I sent to the other.
Out there. You're asked for his.
Yeah, I never asked anyone to send it out there. I asked Young Don.
You were trying to get an unbiased opinion.
Yeah, is his name Young Don Reacts? He actually.
Wait a minute. What the? Stevie can't be this dumb, bro. Tell me this dude is not this stupid. What the hell? This dude literally is believing this bullshit. That she just wanted to get an unbiased opinion. That she just wanted a content creator to watch her video without making content off of that. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, what makes this so disingenuous is that she literally sent the videos of her talking about it. She could have just simply type that in the messenger. Hey, I am Abba's girl. This is what happened. Blah, 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 blah. What do you think about it? You don't have to do no reaction, anything like that. Just tell me what you think about it. But she was sending videos, meaning that she wanted these content creators to react to this. She acting as though these content creators were therapists or somebody who's going to give her an unbiased opinion. Crazy.
Posted my message to him too, and it said the exact same thing. It was.
Did he paint the same narrative?
No, he was actually the only fair person I felt like saw a little bit of, what I was going through. And I
wonder, did she pay you, Stevie? Because I'm kind of questioning this now. Because she was willing to pay Watts. So I wonder, did she pay you for this? If she did, how can I get on this payroll as well too?
Really appreciated that. But he even he posted the message and he said, I don't think she's trying to do anything malicious. I think she really needed some counsel. He said that I shouldn't have done it either. And honestly, again, I'm not looking for a W. As long as things are seen a little bit more clearly, like I was happy with that. And the reason why I reached out to content creators too is because like this is their lane, and my family or my friends, the few friends that know about my experience with ABBA, they wanted me to do it. So I was getting all yeses from them. And then I was just trying to see, I was like, okay.
So in other words, your friends encourage you to do this. Why do this sounds very familiar? This is the same play that happens all the time with modern women, where they get the confirmation from their friends. Girl, he's a dog, and you should do this, that, and that, and that. That's what I would do. He.
We know much about this world, and so that's why I reached out. And I think, I felt like I was trying to be just cautious. But yeah, I said, hi, yes, thanks for watching, and yes, I did not expect you to talk about this for content. I wouldn't ask that. I reached out initially for an opinion, which you gave me, so thank you for that. I came in knowing people are going to wonder who I am and what Abba's side was. I thought about everything you mentioned before even thinking to share this, and I wouldn't go out with these if I knew Abba would have anything to use or to refute. Abba has not shown much evidence other than his words against me. Yeah, there is a third short video regarding the cheating statement, which is all the Instagram stuff I told you, and it turns out he was cheating. There's a third short video regarding the cheating statement that would come full circle. We had broken off completely. I waited until my emotions settled. I'm grieving the abortion, but I am not hurt about the breakup. I will take everything you say into consideration. I hear you, but yeah, just tread lightly, but wish you nothing for the best. Yeah, he talks a lot of crap about me online, which is okay.
Hold on. Let me. I want to see. Hold on.
His video got a lot of traction. The White Knight again. And so all you're seeing in the comments is that I tried to pay content creators to do this, and so of course people are going to see the comments and then they're just going to believe that. So all the comments are she tried to pay people, but Don,
you're simply paying for their time. You're being considerate for someone you don't fucking know to spend an hour or two with you speaking about this shit. That makes all the sense in the world.
What the fuck, Stevie? What the hell? Stevie, come on, bro. I know that you're not this dense, bro. Come on now, bro. Come on now. I know you're not a white knight and this hard on this chick, man. Come on now, bro. And you sitting up here justifying this? Yeah, you just doing it because, you're taking an hour or so out their time. So, of course, you should, you should pay them,
I was trying to pay them for their time, and I was just asking for their opinion, and it didn't come off that way, I guess.
Oh man, Abba got some dick suckers out here, boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is
so. I'm pretty. So I know for certain now that Stevie got paid. That she paid Stevie for this. I'm certain that she did this now.
That's what I'm. Yeah. So you already said like.
I'm trying to give entertaining or trying to see the other perspective. Right. This is a woman that's coming in here trying to defame my Lord and Savior Abba. So, the narrative is, women out here trying to, burn men, which I get, right? Which is fine. But to blatantly lie about what it is that you asked of him, there's nothing in here that even suggests painting a narrative. I'm only asking for an opinion.
Yeah, he posted this too, and the comments were, dang, like, she really tried to pay you. Like, it was just all like, I can't believe she did that. And this was a sincere.
Oh, he posted this whole thread and they still think that you were trying to pay him to paint a narrative?
Yeah.
Damn.
I posted this on my.
Because it was a narrative. What the hell is he talking about? Yes, that's the truth. That is literally the truth of what she was doing. So why is he making this seem like that this is. How the way people are seeing this is wrong when it's the truth. It's literally what she was doing.
My Instagram too. No one's really listening. Sorry, not my Instagram. I posted this on my channel. No one's even hearing what I have to say. It's just all hate, which is what it is. But yeah, I was genuinely coming for advice, and I wanted to pay for their time.
All right. Well, let's see where this goes, man.
I'm flabbergasted with this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much else, like how much more proof we need that I'm such a liar or like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna get this all wrapped up, and then we'll get it done.
There was one other thing. Preach said that I reached out to him, and Preach said
that who reached out to him?
I reached out to Preach. Remember, a few days after the breakup, and he said on the stream, like, I came at him like super off, like I was trying to use him. I have the audio that I sent him, and I feel like it was actually super sweet. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got Preach audio.
Hey, Preach. I had the last. Can you hear it? Oh, hold on. Let me. It always says that. Stop. Hey, Preach. I had the last few hours to think about a few things, and I think I have a little bit more clarity about what I need to do moving forward. And again, my reach out to you was just my final attempt to reach out to anything to try to find some ground on what the right thing to do was regarding the baby. And so I just do want to leave Abba with this one thing. And it was, I told him I do care about his future and his peace. And I meant that. And there were a lot of things that happened. And I don't want to leave him thinking that there's, I have anything in my phone that I would use or put out there. I had a knee-jerk reaction to record a pretty brutal phone call a few days ago and to kind of document some messages based off of how I felt like I was being treated. But he doesn't have to worry about me having that. There's nothing in me that would ever want to disrupt his life, to be honest, despite me being hurt. And I don't mean this in a passive-aggressive way at all. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. So again, he doesn't even have to worry about anything existing regarding that stuff. And again, my last attempt to just figure out some clarity, and I think I have that. So thanks. So I do want to say something. So obviously I ended up coming out with this. I said that there was a lot of stuff in my phone I wouldn't come out with. But again, the reason why I ended up doing this was because I was treated like this constantly, or I was treated the way I was treated by Abba constantly, and I just always forgave, and I just took that. And again, I tried so hard to make sure everything ended the right way, and you can see how he gets, and then he comes around and then talks all this stuff about me being a whore and everything like that. And so a few months later, I'm like, no, I have to use this. So, but at the time I did mean it, but over time, I'm like,
you got pushed to the limit.
It was a buildup, but at the time, I really did mean it. And
but your purpose in highlighting this is to go against the narrative that Preach painted in regards to how he perceived you, right? He said that you were speaking to him crazy.
Yeah, he said that I came at him super off and like I was trying to use him, and I was coming off really respectful. Even when you look back at the message that I sent where it says like, hey, Preach, this is Abba's girlfriend. I was coming off respectful. And sorry, I had to say this also. Abba said in that thread that, why are you telling people I'm your girlfriend? I was his girlfriend at the time. I guess it was just like one day after the breakup. And so I'm not sure if Preach knows we had broken up. So that's why I said like, hey.
Oh, God damn it. No, you're no longer girlfriend and boyfriend. When you're broken up, you're broken up. Just because it's a day later, that doesn't mean there's a grace period behind the bullshit. Unless Abba was leading you on to that, then that's different. But also, just to confirm this too, Preach did say on that stream that she was acting weird when she called. He didn't say that she was acting crazy or, being disrespectful. She was just acting weird because it was weird for her to call him. That's what he said.
Abba's girlfriend. But that's why Abba was like, oh, why are you saying you're my girlfriend? Like I'm a crazy stalker or something. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was the audio that I sent. Now I feel different. Now I do feel pushed.
Yeah.
And so that's why I ended up doing it. But that was the audio at the time that I sent. And he said that I was just super off and like super weird about it. What do you think about that?
Good question.
I mean, I don't think I saw Preach say that, so it's going to resonate with the audience that did see it. But I mean,
oh no, he was talking mad shit on me.
Yeah,
I was actually pretty hurt. Yeah,
unless she hit him up on IG,
because Preach is like cool, you know.
Yeah, so, it sounds like he used to Abba being crazy, but Preach always is cool. So he sounded.
Yeah, Preach was calling me a succubus, a witch, like that. I'm super stupid. It was hard to hear from Preach, actually.
But go ahead, by the way.
I was going to say something separate. I'm thinking about old girl with the other pregnancy, right? Because I remember in the stream, Abba said that, you know, his nuts don't work, right? And first of all, he said that that's the, not to get in your personal business, but it's already out there. That was the reason why y'all was having unprotected sex, because he believed he wasn't fertile.
Yes.
Yeah, so that, I mean, he got a whole nother girl pregnant. Like, I don't know how that makes sense.
Yeah, so the girl that talked to me.
Yeah, I don't believe that whole low sperm count thing with Abba neither. It don't make any sense to me. I believe that he just one of them nasty dudes that wanted to go in raw.
We recorded a long phone call, but the audio cut off. So I guess the audio was picking up. So we hopped back on.
A matter of fact, now that I think about it, a lot of these tether dudes are like that. These tether dudes that's over there from the east, a lot of them dudes are like that for real. Where they nasty as hell. They want to go in raw in every woman. That's why they be having them disease epidemics over there, like HIV and all this stuff, because they just want to go in raw in every little thing.
And I hope I have it, but she was telling Abba was telling her that he couldn't, that he has a low sperm count because of the medication. And then he ended up telling her like, oh, I'm not taking the medication anymore. And she was like, what the fuck? She went back to Switzerland. She's like, I'm pregnant. And so Abba told me the same thing, that his I think we should have it in there. I don't know if you should.
His nuts don't work. That's what he's telling you, because it's a medication.
He got 2 girls pregnant.
What you laughing at, Stevie?
It's kind of funny.
This dude weird as hell, bro. I mean, once again, for you to be that mad over a dude, bro, that's.
I hope she added it in. I don't want to ask her for too much, to be honest, but I hope I got a clip, because we did record a little bit more, and then Abba called, and then we had to just stop and talk about what Abba was saying. But yeah, do you think that's important?
What, the sperm shit?
Like, yeah, like him saying that, or does it look like he's just
it just makes him look stupid. It doesn't do anything for anybody. I mean, it makes it look less credible, because he's out here, you know, slinging his dick recklessly when he's out here trying to tell men how to move.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
All right. Good night, Stevie. Thank you so much.
Of course. Why not?
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back.
I guess we watching Markiplier tonight. That's how flabbergasted I am about this one, y'all. But yeah, so y'all let me know how y'all feel about this particular episode, all right? Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Where's your stance on this now? We did 3 different reaction episodes to this. Where's your stance on? Do you agree with what Abba is talking about? Do you agree with what Libby is talking about? Hell, we got even Stevie in the mix on this as well too. So do you agree with what he's saying, or do you disagree? What about my commentary behind this? Do you agree or disagree with my commentary on this? Because when I be doing my reaction videos, I remain unbiased as possible for a reason. All right, so I don't try to take sides unless it's a certain type of thing that we're talking about. Then yeah, I'll be biased about it. You know what I mean? But Other than that, y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole episode, all right, and this whole saga. Hopefully this saga will die down by the end of this week, but I don't see it at all, period. I really don't. All right. So other than that, appreciate everybody who want to tune into this stream tonight. If you're not sub up to this channel, please sub up to this channel so you can get more of this thought-provoking conversation that we have over here on the lounge. I go live during the week, and those of y'all who are over here, you're normally familiar with my shorts, which I appreciate y'all watching my shorts, by the way. So appreciate you with that. And make sure you participate in my community posts as well, too, that I post regularly, too. All right. So other than that, thank y'all so much. We'll see you again on the next episode of The Lounge. All right. Y'all have a great and wonderful night.